About a 90-second intro here.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Pummels the ball to dead center field and gives the Dodgers the lead.
Drill to left field. There it goes. See ya. Tie ball game. The Yankees have come all the way back. A two-run moonshot.
In the air, deep left center. Over top the monster and out of the ballpark. He left Fenway. He cleared the monster onto the street. And the Reds lead 4-3 on the first grand slam of Encarnacion Strand's career. First $10 wager. This one in the air. Left field, back near the wall, looking up, and it's gone. Into the basket. Let it rip. And now. This one drilled to left. Hack turns. That's gone. Back to back. Santana and then Thomas. And it's 2-0 Guardians.
Good morning. Welcome into Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. What's up, DB?
How are we doing?
Oh, we're doing all right. I don't love the
Man, you came in crystal clear this morning.
Is that good?
I mean, I don't know. I hear you 24 hours a day in my head. It's about right. I mean, nothing's changed.
There is some times when like things happen, or I'll say something. I'll be like, "Oh man, DB will be mad about that." I gotta get my hands slapped for one of those.
It's definitely a thing.
I felt it unnecessary to throw the Reds homer highlights in there. That wasn't. I mean, you didn't have to. There's a lot of baseball games on last night, Shane.
Yeah, we had to hold off the lowly Nate Klaus White Sox,
and he didn't even put on. Oh, I forgot Nate Klaus was a White Sox fan.
I'm a big Nate the Great guy, so I remember.
He didn't even. I mean, he put on a little bit of Yankees Blue Jays highlights, but he put him coming back, not blowing the lead again, which is great.
Yeah, I don't even know why. I think that might have been a DeMarinis thing, but I don't know why that the Yankees was a topic of conversation.
Oh, that was a DeMarinis thing for sure.
Yeah, I kind of remember it being that way, but that was a P-Rocket he hit, like right on cue, because they spotted him 7.
Yeah.
And then he got the proverbial slider that didn't slide, and that thing got 112.
Phew.
That was a rocket.
You know how much I like exit velo.
Well, they were trending last night.
Whoa.
No, 112. Not the group, Cupid. I mean, you probably never heard of it.
I don't know about Cupid 112 or 112 Cupid, whichever.
112. They were part of that whole. And there's a lot of them. You know, Shy. 112. Those, the black bubblegum boy bands, the NSYNC and 98 Degrees of their era.
Like Boys to Men?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. They would qualify. Backstreet Boys.
All for One?
Oh, how many minorities they have?
All of them, I think.
All for One?
I believe All for One is all minority. We're going to check it out here.
I don't know, man. They're the I Swear people, right?
Yeah.
You
always kind of...
Are you sure you're not thinking of of 3T?
Well, so I don't know. Okay.
They're not giving me brother vibes.
So we got 2 for sure. We have one that is a hard maybe, and then we have a white.
Fairly ambiguous.
Well, so I don't know what to do with this one here. I think he might be Hispanic.
Yeah, I don't know. He looks like a little Joe and not Fat Joe.
Yeah,
he looks like skinny.
He
Joe.
looks like Joe Zempic.
Joe Zempic. Pretty good.
So these two definitely minorities.
Correct.
This guy here, white.
Yeah.
As
almost Lily.
I mean, you've got like Larry's not white, Larry's clear vibes with that guy. And then we have this guy here who is ambiguous. He is very light skinned, but he's got some.
He definitely gives me like Pat or Jeff vibes.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe a Pat.
Okay.
I don't know. Jeff's a pretty white name too. I don't know. I thought maybe like a Zach.
Although Teague, do you watch him on Gil's Arena?
Jeff Teague is great.
I really like him.
Jeff Teague is really good. For all the player podcasts that kind of suck.
I like Jeff Teague.
Jeff Teague he's also the only one. I saw a TikTok. I almost sent this to you. I saw a TikTok about Jeff, like all the NBA player podcasts the other day. And it was like every NBA player podcast. It's like, man, if I had gotten in the right opportunity.
I sent that to you.
Oh, did you send that to me?
They always exaggerate.
Yeah, they're like, man, if I had gotten the opportunity, I'd have got 81 like Kobe, and I'd be up there.
My favorite is.
And then Jeff Teague's like, oh man, I was trash. I was like, you were like a 4-time All-Star. He's like, yeah, but I was a poverty All-Star. I was a welfare All-Star.
So my favorite is the one where the guy goes, yeah, I mean, these analytics, because the caption is old NBA heads talking about new basketball, and it's, disregard the 38% shooting percentage and my 4.5 points a game, man. I know I couldn't really dribble, but if I'd have played in 2025, man, I'm going for 20 and 10. It's just like.
That's like me being like, if I threw harder and wasn't 5'9", and my shoulder didn't.
If I was actually good, I wouldn't have got cut in Carolina, man. I'm telling you.
And like my shoulder didn't explode, and it's like, okay, guys, at some point, like you're just not that guy.
Yeah.
I will say, okay, this is gonna be my Pac-12 rowing moment here with you. Did you happen to listen?
Oh, I watched a couple of doozies yesterday.
Oh, what did we watch?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
And I'll tell you, because there's a 1,000% chance
that I was not locked in.
You don't know either thing about either movie.
So, yeah, probably not. So
Listen, when you back-to-back movies, solo, because the boys went to go see their mom. So I mean solo.
Yeah, like Han.
Not a blind cracked after my appointment.
Yeah.
Not
just
one.
Lock it in.
It's a boring day.
So I was listening to did you happen to hear Andre Agassi's interview with Andy Roddick on his podcast?
No, but I would enjoy that because I just listened to Dre last week with Brad Gilbert.
So
is Agassi taking a tour?
So he's been very active. Like he was on the French Open coverage.
Yeah.
He's on,
and I'm a forgot about Dre guy.
Yeah, he he's captaining the Laver Cup team. Like he's like,
y'all know me,
doing
still the
stuff.
same Okie.
So
I've been an OG, hated on when the U.S. Opens.
Different Dre.
After my cocaine.
He was a crystal meth guy.
Yeah, well he
probably dabbled in quite a bit. You're right.
Yeah, I mean that guy was picking up like Capriati, like, hey, I got a big spoon. Capriati was a mess too.
Yeah. A lot of those young.
That's my guy, man.
Tennis Academy superstars were
R.I.P. One Dusty Rhodes.
But so first of all, I actually think Andy Roddick does a really good job on his podcast.
Of course you do. You've logged on to the Homer Network.
For sure.
As brief as it may be. He probably doesn't have one article ever worn of any sort of Mustang. The closest he probably came to having a Mustang was a vehicle.
No, it's okay. He's still an Omaha guy.
Millard North guy. Was it a semester?
Oh, no, he wasn't even. No,
a couple of 2-3 handful of days.
He moved out of Omaha well before he got to high school.
You know what I mean? It's like, come on.
Still an Omaha guy, though. He still counts.
Come on.
No, I think he does a really good job. But Andre Agassi, like the first hour of that podcast, especially when he's kind of talking through what his young life was like when things were going great and then like it all fell off the rails.
Yeah.
That is, as I was listening to that, you talk about, being in your head 24/7. That dude, I was like, oh man, this is right up DB's alley.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
My man would go on 72-hour benders.
Yeah.
How about, did you listen to the part where he talked about like managing where he was like Fat Dre?
Yeah.
Like trying to come back?
Yeah.
It's like,
he's like 141 in the world and he's trying to come back.
And his coach is like,
and here's
Gilbert's like sat him down. He's like,
maybe we shouldn't do this anymore.
He's like, hey,
yeah,
we're at the proverbial, like that was the Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah, like
that
the crossroads.
was the crossroads.
Yeah. So there's so he probably touched on some of the similar things with Gilbert, but it was, and did he talk about why he finally like got it back in gear?
I didn't probably get to that.
So he then this is one of the things that I was like, this is right up DB's alley. The dude, when he was at his lowest point professionally, took out a $41 million loan to start a charter school. And he's like, because he wanted other kids to have a better upbringing than he had.
Yeah, tough sledding trying to be the prodigy.
For sure. And he was the last one. And like there was a lot of pressure from his dad and his family and whatever. But that's the thing. That's why he kept playing tennis at that point. He was like, well, I want kids to have better than I had. I just took out this $41 million loan. He like,
Can you imagine getting pre-qualified for that? Yeah, you're good for it.
It's like, I'm Andre Agassi. I guess it's cool. But they whoever gave him that loan must not have been like up to date on tennis, because he was at that point in his career probably not good for it.
He made his money back though.
He 100% did. But that was one of those things. I was like, he backed himself into a corner on purpose and then had to fight his way out. Yeah. And I was kind of like, I feel like DB would vibe with that.
I would.
I also kind of felt like the way this offseason's gone, it sort of feels like a thing Matt Rule's doing a little bit.
Yeah, he's a funny dude. And we'll talk to Steven Sipple here at 9:15.
That's Steven Sipple for those of you that speak traditional English.
Steven wears his war wounds like a crown.
Oh, we got to come up with new middle names for him. For the M.
Yeah.
That's my bit with him.
Did you end with Miguel?
I think I did last time. His favorite, I think, is
it actually seemed to make sense if I can remember right, because you said it a couple times before that.
I think it was Montgomery is the one that I go with.
Stephen Montgomery.
And I gave him a Mercutio once, which I think he liked because he thought it felt like stately.
I try not to go to that well very often. He and I have a fantastic radio non-terrestrial potty relationship.
That's Poddy, not Potty.
Potty. Yeah. Oh, I'd have done a Christofferson. I would have had the hard T's.
Yeah, that's
potty.
Right. Yeah.
Poddy is
Sade.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Potty.
Special day.
It might be one of those. Hey, that's your specialty.
It is.
It's your qualifications.
It is. Mild to moderate behavior disorder. That's how I can deal with the TKs of the world. It's very naughty.
I haven't even looked at the chat yet.
I don't think the chat's too busy. Well, I did answer Kobe. Kobe, if he said if you're 5'9", how tall am I? I said 5'10" and 3/4.
Are you only 5'9"?
No,
who's 5'9"? I'm 5. Oh, I'm 5'9".
Wow, Ravi doesn't even sound like my name.
Yeah, no, you're like 5'11".
Almost.
Yeah.
I was taller than that at combines.
Were you?
That was post lifts.
You shrank a little?
Probably.
I was listed at 5'11" in college. I was not at any point, even with shoes.
Yeah, that's really stretching.
No
pun intended.
They just asked me. They're like, "Hey, what are you gonna be listed at?" And I was like, "Well, nobody's gonna buy 6 foot, so I'll go 5'11". Once you're under 6 foot in basketball, nobody really
doesn't
cares.
really care.
Yeah, nobody matters. So I was like, "Nah, we're gonna go 5'11". Sounds better."
No. So Shane? So on the rundown, at 9:45, we did not put Matthew VRZAL. We have. Can't remember what you put. 9:30, you still put bet on it, which I think is hilarious.
I just never know if you want to make.
But you did drop the 9:15 Sipple, so that was good. But 9:45, we did not put Matthew Aloysius.
Was that not on the rundown? Or did I just mess it up?
It's on my list. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's on ours. It wasn't on Ravi's.
That's my bad. I just messed it up. I apologize. It's a Thursday. I got a little confused.
I do have one question.
It's okay.
Now, there's been a lot of things that constantly make the rundown that we don't get to.
Mm-hmm. A lot of them are evergreen, so I just leave them.
At what point do you think we will ever get to Todd Furman's games?
I mean, if we get to it before August 28th, we're all good. We still got 6 weeks.
So that's probably the one that I wouldn't mind getting to.
I think it's interesting.
That is got some length to it.
Yeah, it does.
That we have just
we'd have to carve out some time
that we've never even gotten to. That actually would be interesting.
We talked about Nebraska's with him, Nebraska and Michigan.
Yeah.
But yeah, we haven't gotten to the rest of the list. I do think it's probably something we should split up by teams, kind of do like section by section. So maybe we'll do that when we come back from our little break.
I am pretty excited. Well, I'm going to be gone.
Oh, when are you leaving?
The very next week, the week after we get back.
Okay.
I am at team camp.
Okay.
Which is the one time that I actually
take
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been nice if I could have figured it out to schedule it the week we were off, but that's okay.
And so when I figured that out, I was like, hey, is there any way?
Can we bump that thing up a little bit?
And we're talking.
It's rules, though, right? I mean, it's the state rules of when you can start.
Yeah, and we're talking about the Taskmaster too.
Yeah,
counters built. I mean, he wanted to fight me over Minnesota getting moved to Friday.
Yeah,
makes me sick that they dictate our schedule. I was like, geez, and he's not playing either.
I can imagine. He doesn't seem like one that.
But the weird thing is, he's like super cool though.
Yeah,
you just can't. You just got to know.
He seems very rigid in his thinking.
Yeah, sometimes you think stuff's funny, and he'll look at you like, not today.
What's wrong with you?
And it's like, fudge. Mulligan. I'll take it. Can I get that?
Stephen Mulligan Sipple?
Yeah. Nah. I like somebody dropped Maverick.
Yeah, that was.
Was that Thrill?
That was Will the Thrill.
I like Maverick.
I like Will. Will's a good dude. He was here he came to a couple breakfasts.
Yeah, Will's cool. Like Will told me I pegged his personality.
Yeah.
And I'd only seen Will twice.
Profiler.
Oh yeah. I was telling my guy yesterday, I don't want to be like that. So can we help me with that?
Can we change it up a little bit?
Yeah. So he said something about my personality, and he said probably like 4 or 5 more minutes after that.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, hey, I don't really want to be like this, but can we go back and get something? Because I like clarity.
That's good. You got to clear it up. You can't, if you got questions, you can't just leave it out there.
Hey, and he, like, one of my favorite lines, and he goes, yeah, you can process quickly. I'll go back and get that. Grab the notepad. I was like, damn it. Damn it. I got the old 3 boxes and arrows, and I was like,
got like the flow chart going.
Ooh, careful what you ask for. He said, hey, but look at it as an opportunity for growth.
You're like, maybe I didn't want clarity.
Yeah, he had to be floored.
That you just like stopped. You're like, wait a second.
Well, I regurgitated the last 5 minutes, almost verbatim.
Yeah. And
I was like, wait, at the beginning you said such and such and such and such. Can we, like, I don't know about that. Can we get into that?
Yeah.
And I know in his head he probably had, because he's obviously doing what he does. He's ridiculously smart.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably like, I wonder if he heard anything I said after that, or was that like just one of those blockage points? So I wanted, in case he was guessing, I was like, no, and I heard everything else after. Like, I don't even know if that's what he was thinking, but I said it anyway.
You try to get out in front of it?
Yeah, I'm just a miserable, like, I don't even like talking to me.
I do.
Yeah, because you think it's funny. You should see my DMs about my eating habits.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and by the way, did I say anything yet? And I'm so glad it was at the end, so maybe people were like getting ready to go like be productive. But did I say anything that would intimate lacking testosterone? I didn't appreciate that correlation.
I don't think so. I don't remember.
I produced plenty of testosterone.
I don't remember anything that would have led me down that road.
I had that question.
Huh.
Maybe it was the meat with a knife and a fork.
Oh, maybe.
I mean, maybe.
I mean, baby.
I didn't think that intimated
I was
soft.
So I was talking to our guys Rico and
Lord
Austin yesterday.
Rico wanted to make a T-shirt. Did you see it?
No. What did he say?
He completely made fun of me. He said, I talked to Foreman for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
He did say he said, man, Rico's been on me tough.
With the hair.
I think just in general, I think Rico enjoys giving it to.
I can't believe he went Frederick Douglass on him.
Dude, that might have been the funniest thing of the day.
That was heinous.
Oh, he did. He made fun of my The nutrients are in the peanut shell.
Oh yeah. As soon as I walked into the office yesterday, he was like, I really need you to enunciate that T, man.
He put it in caps with a quote. I was like, very funny, Nico.
But I was talking to
You don't think the nutrients are in the...
I have no idea. I really don't. With a peanut, I have no idea.
Did you see Yuri eats the shell?
Yeah. So it's apparently, and he doesn't look like you. So that's what he... I thought that was a fair question.
I just didn't have enough sample size to like say yay or nay.
I didn't either, but it was kind of one of those things where it's like, I've only met 2 people that do this. They're both black men. So I thought, like, okay, maybe it's not a thing, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Well, we've graduated in our friendship where you just say black now, right?
What was I saying before? African American?
Yeah.
Cultural?
Your level of comfortability is growing.
I mean, am I not supposed to say black?
I don't listen.
If you have a preferred term, I will indulge.
No,
Okay.
I've never really given it much thought. What did they say?
So they were when you did the
was AJ back at the office?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
When you were doing the well, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, while we're doing the show, and I told you they just like sit 3 feet from each other. They basically sit as far away from each other as we do at their computers doing all the clips and stuff, and they just like giggle the entire show, which I appreciate. But they apparently like do their own drops. Like they just say them out loud, so you'll get.
It's very habitual.
Oh, it is. I do it in my real life.
Like I have to really be careful.
The number of times in just regular conversation, I'm just like, well, we're out here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, what are you talking about? Or I'll just be like, that thing wet.
We're That is where the magic happens.
And people are like, what are you talking about? Like I went to somebody's pool last week, and I'm like, that thing wet.
Kobe, I'm pretty sure that's not my middle name. Wow. I think that's a little uncalled for.
It is uncalled for. Come on, Kobe. Be nice. What are you doing?
I don't eat. I don't think that's a hot take.
No, listen, I understand. I've told you this before. Part of the reason I like boneless wings, which I know some people don't consider real wings, that's fine.
And all you drumstick lovers, I want you guys to understand.
I'm a big drummy guy.
You guys waste a lot of meat.
Yeah, I know.
So
big drummy guy.
The knife and fork allows me to pull. Like I eat the cartilage knuckle.
Yeah, I'm not eating cartilage. Come on, man.
Well, whatever the knuckle is. Sometimes, like if it just happens to come off.
That probably is good for you because there's probably like some collagen in there.
Do I need collagen?
Yeah, it helps you. It helps your cartilage.
Oh, like legitimately?
Yeah.
Like when they grow it in a petri dish?
Yeah.
So I can get it that way too?
I believe so, yeah. Well, that's where a lot of there's a lot of organic sources of cartilage. That's where it comes from. It comes from animals.
That's
like that.
good because I eat the chewy part in the rib too sometimes.
Yeah, you're good to go, man.
Stuff like that doesn't bother me.
That's why you're.
Which is significantly worse than eating a peanut shell, which I was crushed for.
Yeah,
I did meet a couple of other guys that ate the shell.
There were several that I ran into that were like, yeah, I'll eat the shell. I'm like, yeah, I don't know, just the idea of it freaks me out, man. Just feel like it's gonna cut up my insides.
Do you eat potato? You can chew.
Yeah, but it's still like this weird fibrous material that
isn't gonna. Do you eat corn? That's the worst.
I don't love corn. I'm not a big corn guy. But it's also not
Brett and I had a great conversation. But Brett strikes me as the type of guy that would eat corn.
Yeah.
Obviously for whatever, if we're just gonna go ahead and typecast.
Because he's white.
My man is out on corn. It's very specific too. Creamed, anything out of the can. I don't know. It was just funny.
Yeah, I'm not a big corn guy. I
beat that guy over the head with beef questions. And he came back the next day and clarified some other stuff.
He had
too.
Some more for you?
Yeah.
There you
stuff
go.
About what's happening at the border.
Oh, yeah.
He said, "Hey, this is not political. I'm like, B. Like,
no, but there's
you get all sorts of grace.
There's real life repercussions to decisions people make, whether regardless if you agree with them or not.
Yeah,
there's practical implications.
There was a great.
Joe says when he orders a messy sandwich at a restaurant, he eats them with a knife and fork. That's where this started with Mitch's sandwich.
Yeah,
at the ball game.
And JB was sitting right next to me.
Yeah.
He can attest to everything I said. There were zero.
Oh, is that the KC?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Zero fit. He was. Shane, have you ever seen?
I think he left me a nice comment today.
JB?
Yeah, I think so.
No, listen. Listen. Listen to what I'm telling you.
JB, was that you on Instagram today?
Listen, salt of the earth. I mean, way good, dude.
Yeah, I think
Shane,
that was
have you
him.
seen Flight of the Navigator? That seems like a movie you've watched.
I have not. Do I need to watch it?
Really
No.
more of a Flight of the Conchords guy.
No.
You're exactly right.
He was the navigator.
Who was?
JB.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we left Brett's truck and we parked at his work,
Oh,
which
I
is
thought you
only
were-
like 12 minutes from. Who'd you think I was with?
No, I thought you were saying that he was the guy in the movie.
No, my point was
Your
is
literal
he-
navigator
he
for
was
the
our,
trip.
He was our point man.
Okay, yeah,
he
yeah.
knew exactly where he was
I didn't
going.
make the connection that Joe was JB. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, I like him. If that's the guy I think it is, I like that dude a lot.
Yeah,
He's very
so-
cool. I think he's got a type 1 kid. I think. I might be thinking of somebody else. Either that or he's just very nice and supportive.
We do talk about the kids a lot.
I could be wrong. Could be a different guy.
I feel like that would have come up in conversation.
Probably. There's a few of our listeners that have type 1 kids that have like reached out to me. So I might be getting
How
confused
young
with
that
somebody
would
else.
be.
Yeah.
Is there a workaround?
No. For
Like no real preventative measures for kiddos?
not for type 1. Type 1 is a completely like they don't have a root cause of it.
Yeah, so the thing that made me uncomfortable with Mitch, and I think Mitch was going to slap my hand too. I'm so glad he got off it because I went back and listened, and he goes, like, you missed it. He was telling the story, and I go, I either mumbled it or kind of said, I'm like, you ate it out with your hands? And he goes, what? Is there something wrong with that? But then he just moved on.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was going to go in.
I did too.
And I was like, I'm just saying, like the seats are close together.
I do.
Like,
Okay.
seriously.
I had Joe half right. He was the one on Instagram, but not the one with the type 1 kid. Okay.
Oh, you get all your J's and B's mixed up.
I mean, I was today years old when I learned that was JB and KC.
Yeah,
I didn't put it together.
that's fine.
I'm not always that bright.
No, I know. I'm well aware. I just don't think it's a hot take to not want to eat something messy outside without. It's a big reason why I don't eat in the car. Like you can't eat comfortably if it's supposed to be good.
I also we talked about this yesterday.
You can eat something average in the car. Like I've eaten a foot long.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's part of the reason people give me a hard time because they're like, oh, this dude loves chicken nuggets. I eat them when I need to be in the car
I saw
because they're clean.
I saw a lady on TikTok who fed 6 kids for $36 at McDonald's.
6 kids?
For $36, and it looked like it would be sufficient. She bought 2.
So she's on that solder game plan. Like
She bought 40 nuggets, a couple of large fries that she divvied up, and 4 spicy McChickens that she cut in quarters.
Mhm.
It was, and she went to either the Tree or General, one of the dollars, and got a 2-liter of Orange Crush.
oof.
Now, not the healthiest, but remember, fat is cheap.
No, I mean, I'm not even that. I'm just trying to like picture how much food each kid's getting. Weirdly enough, I'm like trying to like divvy it up in my head to see how much
Yeah.
they ate.
Well, even if let's say you only have 4, that's a 10-piece.
Yeah, 10-piece, and you said 4 sandwiches she quartered up.
Yeah.
So it's 10-piece and a sandwich, basically. Yeah, that's probably plenty. That's a good amount of food.
Yeah, I was like, interesting. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know why you people spend so much. Stop buying individual meals. Like, I don't even tell my kids when I'm doing stuff like that. I just come home with it and I divvy it up. She was, I don't even know. Listen, it was so captivating. I rewound it to watch it again.
Really?
Yeah, I may or may not have screenshot it to count the food. Like, because I wanted to see
Like proportions?
yes.
No, I get it. The
So
screen,
what's so funny?
the screenshot feels like a little much.
Well, I can't see real time that fast.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
And I'm afraid to wear these
Why?
because I can't read without them.
Really?
It takes a long time for my eyes to readjust. And my mom has the good ones.
Oh yeah.
The
good readers?
The dense. Now they look the worst.
Well,
I mean, they're urkled up. They are black horn rimmed thicklets.
Were they all her kids?
the 6?
As opposed to her borrowing them, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
like kids' friends or something.
kids' friends or something.
Uh,
I mean, because if you got
what was the
It-
title? No, she said feeding a family of 6
okay,
on $36 at McDonald's.
so she has to do that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's probably got some practice there.
Yeah, I follow another person that does struggle meals.
Mhm.
And then I follow another guy that's like food in the Midwest, he's a little crock potty,
Yeah, you're not a huge crockpot guy.
but hey, he seasons though.
That helps.
Yeah, he's not a put chicken breast in plain and dump liquid on there guy. Like,
Here's a giant chicken breast. Dump a can of tomatoes in there and leave
yeah,
it.
come back in 6 hours and let me tell you how good it is.
Leave
Yeah,
it
that's
for
not
13 days.
Yeah, that's
and
not
then we'll see
happening.
what happens.
No, he's actually really creative.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although he freezes a lot of meat, and if I've cooked it, the last thing I want to do is freeze it. It takes it.
I do think
I have to seriously concede.
from a practical standpoint, when you're trying to meal prep, it is way easier because you cook almost every day, right?
Yeah, except I've cooked like once in the last 3 weeks, maybe twice.
But like when everybody's home, you cook a lot.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of people that aren't trying to cook every day, and
Yeah.
freezing it is basically their only option at that
I
point.
cooked for the knuckleheads the other day.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you told me. He's like, hey, don't do too much.
Well, that was the second day. The first day was the last. This is before I saw last. This was like the last of my good fatty steaks.
Yeah.
So, but I do stuff now that I'd never have done before, which is slice a steak
Oh,
and
for
let
like
them
a
eat pieces.
Oh, okay.
Like
You do that a lot, don't you?
I like to eat my own steak, and
Oh,
I
okay.
don't like it cut until it gets on my plate.
All right, that's fair.
But I'm not. Yeah, I don't need any help cutting my steak, and I can eat a lot. So
You're not like a sliced steak sandwich guy? Oh, you don't really do sandwiches anymore.
no, but there's a couple places that used to have really good steak sandwich. Like
Yeah.
Pat Mike's used to have a great
I don't think I
steak
ever went there.
sandwich. And they have good food. That was where, remember, I got the lady wanted to buy me shots, but it was Fireball.
Yeah.
She said, "I'm cheap as hell, so you're gonna drink what I want." But anyway, I was like, ugh. Fireball.
You weren't like Pitbull, like Fireball. Do. No, you were feeling. You were feeling like Mr. 305.
And that's about my cutoff of what I'll compromise for the sake of going along to get along.
Fireball. That's the line.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's not anything that I would ever choose. But I did because it was with the group.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be that guy, but there'll be no Hennessy, there'll be no Crown, there'll be nothing. Like, I'm not gonna be the cool guy.
Not a Hennessy guy?
DB,
Or you are a Hennessy guy?
should I be?
No, I'm just asking. You brought up Hennessy. I'm asking. I was trying to figure out.
Why'd you go back and get it?
I was trying to figure out if those were drinks you liked or drinks you didn't like.
Is that why?
Yeah.
I don't think that's it.
Can I say
Go ahead, because you're thinking it.
I had this conversation with
Somebody else that was black.
somebody who may have shared some cultural background with you.
Yeah.
And
I know where we're going.
they brought up kind of out of nowhere how much they liked Hennessy. And I was like,
Yeah.
I really feel like I shouldn't say anything here, but
Seems to be that cultural thing.
it seems like there may have been some accuracy to the stereotype that certain cultural groups enjoy Hennessy more than others.
Yeah, I'm not that guy. So anyway,
Okay.
short story long, I won't compromise over that.
Okay.
Like, I won't give in. Matter of fact, yeah, I won't.
No,
Mm-mm.
not doing it.
Not a chance.
Yeah, you don't strike me as a big Fireball guy.
That's the cutoff. And it's not even brown. It's whatever fake color
It's
it
like
is.
it's like weird red. It's like orange.
It's about as close as you're going to get to not clear. But Shane, I thought of you this morning while I was a little late circling the block, and it wasn't even music related this morning. What? Somebody else said something slick?
Sorry, Rico says Hennessy is garbage. Big rum guy here. Shout out to my Puerto Rican roots.
Yeah, I was going to say, glad he said it. I was going to say that makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense, Rico.
Puerto likes the rum.
No, it's just suave. I had to drop Puerto. If I was afraid to use Puerto, you can't use it.
I mean, clearly I'm the one that's more comfortable saying things I shouldn't.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Do you know one of the things that Pat, the producer, was over, Shane? I thought of when you hurt your shoulder.
oh, what'd he do? Or what was Pat over?
People that leave their grocery carts in the parking lot.
Oh, I hate that.
Mm.
Not a fan.
It's inconsiderate.
Yeah, Shane pulled a Lawrence Taylor on a shopping cart once
You run it over?
to save his vehicle from being hit. Shane,
You like
am I
made-
exaggerating?
You like made a
You're not-
beeline
The dude came to work for a week with a hurt shoulder.
because he tackled the shopping cart?
Shane?
And it was a heavy duty shopping cart because it was a Target one, the red ones, the plastic ones. Those things are heavy. That was like taking a lineman out there.
Shane, why was it on the loose again? Like, why was it rolling?
Because, and we're not on the radio, right?
Yeah.
Because some ass clown. And I saw the guy do it, and then he got into his truck and drove off. And I was,
You got clarity for radio over that compound
I
word?
thought
That's
he was-
not. I thought you were like really gonna
I
go
thought
there.
he was going to go full verse on us here.
what, jerkwad?
A butt clown is fine.
Butt clown? Okay. But yeah, so he threw the cart down the.
Did he just miss?
It wasn't okay. So the parking lot, you park east and west in the parking lot.
Mhm.
He decided to fling the cart north and south. So south.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even into the.
So he was just like rolling it down the hill.
He just was ready to get rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it started to veer a little bit left, and it was going to.
Yeah, so you were walking and you're like, oh my gosh, my car. That's.
And I had to run to the car, so that was back in the days when I could run and catch that.
I mean, dude is seriously hurt.
No, that's incredible.
And we used to have that, like that chest of drawers in there,
Yeah.
and he had to get the
He'd
headphones
like reach
out
up
of
to
there.
get the. Yeah.
Oh, that was awful. I don't know why
And-
you guys did that.
And it like hurt. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Like I tackled the shopping cart.
Dude acted like he just had rotator cuff surgery, and he's telling this story
Oof.
about tackling a shopping cart.
Unbelievable.
So about how far away were you when you sized up that it could hit the old Blue Mobile?
It
'Cause
was
that's
probably
back when he had his little.
No, that was the Hyundai, right?
yeah, that was the Hyundai. It was the Tiburon. It was I would say probably about 8 stalls.
Oh, so you had to kind of book it a little bit.
Yeah, I was walking down and you could hear this. Like, what's that noise?
It's like picking up speed.
And it's picking up speed. It's like,
the
what is it?
wheels are.
Oh, there it
he's
comes.
describing the wheels rattling. I can't imagine you forming up a shopping cart. That would have been sensational.
What do you think is harder to imagine, him sprinting or tackling the cart?
The collision.
Okay.
The collision.
It was a couple years ago, so running back then wasn't a problem.
I'm laying on the floor in a meeting one day. I don't know. I was probably rebelling. No, I know what it was. I didn't want to sit on the same seat. It's just crowded.
Okay.
It's just weird to be sitting on the love seat with two other. I laid on the floor. Short story long. I tapped Shane on his calf. I was like, "Hey, man," just like that. Just like that. He acted like I DC sniped him. And he told me 2 days later he was mad. He goes, "Hey,
You ever do that again, I'm gonna.
he goes, "Hey, I'm just telling you, like, my leg still hurts over that. I'm a little guy. Can you not do that?" Like he was dead dog serious. I never touched that dude again.
Never.
It was a love tap.
Unbelievable.
That's what happens when grown-ups lay on the floor.
I mean, we're out here, right?
There's my man D. Lloyd. Nah, man, I'm out. I'm out.
Sounds like he is too. He's on tequila these days.
Well, he sat with me like before
So-
games and stuff. He knows exactly, and he played card. He knows
Yeah, yeah.
exactly what I'm on.
So
Yeah.
is Hennessy and Crown on the same level there?
Of horribleness, yes.
Oh, but not
Could I ask a?
the other way.
Did you see the drink that McDoodles sponsored for Chucky? It was called the McHepburn.
Magadoodles?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't.
yeah, it was VSOP.
It had some Hesse in it.
Yes.
I think I recall that now that you bring it up.
I could have used some Hennessy after tackling that cart.
Can I ask a follow-up question here?
Go for it. What's the follow-up question?
Oh, not to you. I was at to
I
Dick
mean, I took it out. I mean, it landed on the side of it.
Eby.
You knocked the cart over. I don't
Yeah.
know if I ever got to that part. I was laughing so hard.
Yeah. I
So did
knocked
you
it-
like wrap up form tackle, or did you like blow it
This
up like
dude,
Kenny Bell?
LT to shot.
I LT'd that son of a.
TJ
yeah.
Watt.
Did you like throw the arms? You like throwing the arms out, or
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was close. I mean, we're talking within like a half a foot of hitting it.
Were you like laid out? Did you end up horizontal, or were you upright the whole time?
I was upright.
Okay. Because I was imagining him like diving.
You know,
at
that
it.
was back in the
No,
day.
I
He
ran-
would,
I-
he would buff the rust out on his car.
I
yeah.
ran it over.
Any potential discoloring that was going to happen in that vehicle?
Not today. Not on Shane's watch.
What's your follow-up question?
So obviously there is a certain perception about Hennessy, which may or may not be accurate.
Mhm.
That I'm not subscribing to that particular stereotype. But you brought up another beverage that I'm curious about its cultural popularity as well.
Mhm.
Is Crown a typical drink that people like a lot in your community as well?
I would say Crown is probably more socioeconomic than it is
Okay.
race.
Okay.
Because I do know plenty of some of my other guys that would dabble with Crown.
Like the whites.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now they have a certain personality type.
Okay.
Like I'm talking about, Ryan Terry.
Okay.
So it's like you have a certain personality type.
Okay.
But yeah,
All right.
I don't appreciate the line of questioning. But
I was just curious. You brought both of those up, and so I felt it was an opening to ask follow-up
well,
questions.
I was just basically giving you my cutoff of color.
Okay. You gotta be careful there.
Oh,
Why? So is Hennessy more expensive?
it can be.
There's different
It can be.
varieties, right? That can be.
It's not exactly what I would call cheap.
Yeah, so it can be a little pricey. Some of the different varieties.
I mean, I don't know if there's a Barton's version of Hennessy.
God, I hope not. TK says us lower income whites love Crown.
Yeah. Okay, I can rock with that. He said it. That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
I was just reading.
I think it's a socioeconomic.
I was just reading.
Now TK wants to put away the guys that he grew up, beating the odds for.
I mean, we got a lawyer and a dentist. I think you may have graduated away from Crown, bud.
That's a good point.
I mean, we're just being honest here.
And so that was he was getting worked up,
Who was?
Pat. And then
Oh yeah, what was Pat mad
and
about?
everything makes Canny mad these days. So
Yeah, I don't know what
he's
he's on.
listen, man, he's become the AABG. Oh no, Canny doesn't like anything. What?
I'm trying to figure out what AABG stands for.
ABG.
Oh, ABG. Okay, then I know what that is.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what the other A was.
No. So it's like Pat was like, because he doesn't, it's selfish. He gets mad about, that's why I started listening to it every day.
Yeah,
Because we have some similar,
with Pat.
yeah,
Yeah.
like the getting scratch tickets in line.
Oh, when people are waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Parking in gas station stalls, but not getting gas, stuff like that.
I did that the other day, but
He's
I got
a
gas
bigot,
first.
selfish guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants the greater good.
Yeah, but he's a little pretentious too. I hope I'm not like that. People are nodding profusely. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
I'm not even gonna ask about people thinking I'm pretentious.
You 100% are.
Yeah, I know. I kind of lean into it a little bit.
I wouldn't own that.
It kind of is what it is. I don't control other people's perception of me, DB.
Yeah, that's what you keep telling yourself.
I mean, gotta
And
sleep,
the other thing he
gotta
was
sleep at night somehow.
Good point. This kid got any tips? Yeah. So my two bad movies. Go ahead and Google them.
Okay, what do we got?
They're all 2025s. One is called Hunting Grounds.
I mean, I can just tell that's gonna be a terrible movie.
It was.
That's a 2015.
Is it 2015?
Yeah, is it a Sasquatch movie?
No.
Okay, then we got a different one here.
That's why I said 2025. I'm giving you the
I understand that,
Hunting
but it
Grounds
says Hunting
2020
Grounds movie. that comes
2025
up, and-
IMDb,
Oh,
where a
all right.
lady is basically on the run from her husband.
A drifter named Jake.
Yeah, Jake turned out to be certifiable.
Well, I'm not gonna stereotype all drifters, but that's probably not the category.
It wasn't the proverbial, hey, this guy's gonna save me. He's my knight in shining armor.
Yeah.
The young lady actually turned out to be the baddie in that one.
Yeah. Bad intentions.
Just she didn't need any messing around.
All right, so that was the first one. What was the second one?
Mr. Race Relations. It's called Stand Your Ground. And it was
This looks like a movie I would love.
Yeah, a guy's wife was killed,
Oof.
and she was with child.
Yeah, that's
And
not,
so he went away.
for me.
He went to prison for 6 years, but waited the 6 years to get revenge.
Mm.
And coincidentally, spoiler alert, he didn't live either, which I was mad I sat through.
I'm just gonna say, if you're waiting 6 years, the stand your ground defense is probably a little shaky at best.
Yeah, but so what his whole thing was he wanted to invite people to the house. He was sentenced on a technicality, so he made sure this time around he was actually defending his home.
He was sentenced on a technicality of actually murdering someone.
And coincidentally, the black guy lived the longest. The white guy died first.
Nice.
Progress. That's 2025, baby. How you like them apples? Yeah, so when I went to sleep last night, my phone was on 91%.
Oh, okay.
That's
hot. That's high.
For what time it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't messing around.
What time did you go to bed last night? Okay, so let me ask it this way. I woke up at 1:30 in the morning with a low blood sugar. Were you still up?
Yeah.
Okay. I almost texted you.
Yeah.
So when my blood sugar is low, my brain doesn't like totally work right.
Yeah, I'm on episode 3 of Mobland.
Oh, okay.
I started last
You getting
night.
into it? Still struggling?
Oh no, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, it'd be really disappointing if that's
There's
not a good
only
show.
8 episodes.
Yeah. So you think they're like opening up too many boxes they can't close?
I mean, I got questions already.
Yeah. Well, you got 5 episodes left.
You're gonna have to go fast.
They're gonna wrap that thing up.
Mm-hmm. I get the sense there's some illegitimacy going on.
Oh. Some like bastards?
Oh.
Am I allowed to say that? What do you mean?
I don't know.
Is that what you meant? I was trying to figure out if that's what you meant.
So this is weird.
Okay.
You always ask me about like words I'm comfortable saying and words
That
I'm
one's not.
For whatever the reason,
Yeah.
I am not comfortable with that word.
Really?
And I don't even think it's a
I don't think it's a bad word.
Yeah, it gives me the willies.
Okay. That's fair. There's some words that people just don't like. I get that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad of a word though. Like in the general population.
Yeah, I'm a little taken aback. You just kind of casually dropped that.
I was trying to clarify what you meant by
and you're not mimicking like Kenny or anybody on South Park.
You bastards.
Again. I'm already letting you know that I know what was said. You don't have to say it again.
Like I said, sometimes I do the drops in my head, even if they don't exist. So I was trying to clarify what you meant by illegitimacy.
And
that was the best word I could think of.
That's kind of the vibes I'm getting.
Okay.
But I am a huge
because I don't even know what else I would call it.
Little bit of a crush on Hardy.
Oh, I love Tom Hardy.
Although Havoc was horrible. Don't waste your time.
I don't think I saw Havoc.
It's brand new.
Okay, yeah, I definitely did not see it.
It's like don't.
I haven't watched anything new in a minute.
Well, I got time.
I haven't. I got time.
Well, now's your time. You're supposed to be catching up on
I know.
television.
Well, I can't. I got Wimbledon, man.
Oh,
got a lot going on.
You can follow along nicely.
I like to watch though. Like I like to watch the matches.
Yeah, I mean, first 3 rounds, I think you're good.
I know, but I like it. It's not that I need to. I just like it.
Oh, okay.
Like I would rather watch that than Stand Your Ground or whatever.
No, I'd never seen that.
Stand By Me or whatever.
Want to see a dead body? Timeless classic.
I just watched that a week ago.
Yeah, you know what? It was on regular TV, right?
I think I watched it on Tubi or something.
So,
but yeah,
is it MGM? There's one cool channel that Cox still has that has a lot of old like Outsiders type movies.
Oh yeah, I think MGM is.
It's in
or
the
TLC, not TLC. TCM.
It's in the two.
Yeah,
I don't know. I have to ask my mom, but it's like in the 290s.
Yeah, I think it's Turner Classic Movies. We'll show a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, Godfather was on. Jaws was on.
I think it does a lot of those. TCM, I think is what it's called.
That's where I saw Weird Science.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It doesn't look like one I'm gonna go get. If I'm just being honest with you, like Weird Science doesn't seem like it's gonna do anything for me.
Right.
Like Mobland does.
I'll be curious.
So do you not like it, or you just don't think it's gonna wrap up satisfactorily?
I am anticipating more questions than answers.
Maybe they're gonna do a season 2.
So nobody's really said yet.
Well, let's Google. Let's see what we got here.
Well, are you sure you want to do that live? Because your Googling skills are iffy at best.
Yeah, it's already been renewed for a second season. Boom, done.
It has?
Look at that Google game.
Is that chat? Is that real? No, you can't. Come on now. That doesn't make it so.
On June 23rd, Mobland was officially renewed for a second season. It was announced at the show after it was the number 2 original series on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, they got to go back and get it. That commercial aggravates me
Which one here?
with Lamar Jackson.
Why does it aggravate you?
Well, it's kind of the good angel, bad angel, or the not good angel, bad angel, but they're like giving perspective in the hot tub.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson without his hair down or with his hair down gives me.
I did not.
There's a lot of flock going on.
I don't like that look. It's not a good look.
There was a lot of flock going on, Shane.
There's a lot of flock going on.
Like Flock of
Let's go,
Seagulls
baby.
haircut type one.
There's a lot of hair.
No, it's a lot going on there. Yeah. I feel like maybe he needs to get that thing, cleaned up a little bit. However he wants to do. Just
Careful.
not my favorite look that he's got going on right now.
Careful.
Okay.
Just say it.
Don't matter to me.
Is there an offensive hair thing I was about to say?
Who knows with you?
No, I don't know.
So the other thing, the Pat the producer was over
Oh yeah, what was he mad at?
because he's the next guy.
Mhm.
Hates the Mike Brown hire.
I mean, it's not a good hire. It's not. They obviously wanted like 8 other coaches, and no one would let them talk to him.
Oh man, just strong opinions.
I mean, listen,
just so principled.
I've been through the Mike Brown experience like several times at this point. He did the Cavs thing, cool. He did the Lakers thing, cool. He did the Kings thing, cool. He had a little stint as an assistant for the Lakers, but he had to coach most of the year because Steve Kerr's back was messed up. Like we've done this.
Yeah.
We know what the Mike Brown experience is, and it does not end in championships. It ends with him getting a coach of the year and then being fired because he's not that good.
Yeah. Well, he was a Laker. I know.
Like, that's just what it is.
TK said a technicality to use. Technicalities usually don't go against the defendant.
Yeah, you usually like get off on a technicality if you're.
Yeah, I they got him on. I think it was a little excessive.
Mm.
I think he had extinguished the threat.
Yeah, and he just kept going.
Well, they put a noose around his wife's neck.
I'm not saying he wasn't justified emotionally or maybe even morally, but legally, that's a tough place to land.
I mean, just a Richard. Just no better way for me to sum it up. The delivery is so Richardish. It's almost inexcusable. And it just comes so naturally
A
to
Richard
you.
Hole. I can't help it.
No, I know. Clearly, you can't.
Just who I am as a person.
I was hoping maybe I was being a little too pessimistic.
I mean, it's incredible.
Just saying.
Yeah, so nobody's having a worse offseason so far than any of the teams I cheer for, so it's fine.
Well, that's not true. You got DeAndre Ayton.
How about Breeze yesterday in the car, dropping him off? God, he goes, you'd have loved this roster in like 2019. Random.
Why is he doing that to you?
Oh, he was scrolling on something. That's why I dread putting him in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Like, I just get in the bag.
Yes, indeed.
Wow.
Get-
Really? Wow.
Well, it's different when they're your kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've chauffeured them around my whole life. You think I cared like now all of a sudden?
Well, I mean, when he was younger, it was safer to have him in the back.
It ain't safer to have him in the front right now. I'll tell you that.
For him or you?
Either one of us. Yeah, just random.
Yeah.
He must have seen. He was probably scrolling through.
Yeah. The like
social media,
going through
and they
depth
did
charts or
they
whatever.
did like a geriatric joke or something.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. The Warriors are going to count on 900-year-old Al Horford to be their center.
I was laughing the whole way through where he was so coveted throughout free agency.
Yeah.
They're like, would Al Horford give the Lakers a sweetheart deal? I was like, I don't want Al Horford.
He's 800 years old.
I mean, I'm trying to talk myself into Ayton.
I think Aiden's easier to talk yourself into. Not if you talk to Jacob, but
He didn't play very hard.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't play very hard. But I don't know. He's playing for a coach that Pirelli isn't standing for it.
No, not standing on that.
Yeah. And then we got into, what else did we get into this morning? Oh, can Cohen turn Trevor Lawrence around? And is Daniel Jones' resurgence imminent?
No, because I don't think Daniel Jones is very good at football.
I'm going to stand on this because I said this when they signed him.
Okay.
That will.
You thought it was a good signing.
It's going to age extremely well. The Colts will be good.
I like the Colts roster. I don't like their quarterbacks.
Well.
Now, it probably is better than Anthony Richardson.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not an Anthony Richardson guy.
Yeah, he's going to get Fields without a quarter of the opportunity before his rookie deal is up.
Yeah. So, I mean, I do think it's a good move for them for what was available.
Right on cue. Was Anthony Richardson's
wasted?
That is incredible.
And yes, he was. I could have told you that at the time. That's uncanny. I don't know how that even happened.
I get it. Apple,
I mean,
we're bugged with Apple, but that's the television.
Yeah.
Although this is satellite, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
who knows what's going on? This whole place is probably bugged.
To
be honest,
you've been watching too many Stand Your Ground movies, man. You probably need to.
I almost got into another bad one, but I was like, God, 3 in a row. This is like.
They make good movies, right?
Yeah, but I've seen a lot of them.
Okay. It's better to watch a good movie again than a bad movie for the first time.
I started Criminal Minds Evolution.
Is that like a spinoff?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's post-Reed, so I'm not tickled.
Which one's Reed? Is he the long-haired guy?
Really smart one with the glasses.
Okay.
Like the walking Rolodex.
Not the guy that played Greg in Dharma and Greg?
Do I strike you as a Dharma and Greg?
You look like
I did say Violent Femmes the other day, and that was
Listen, I'm sorry that I just assumed that your Rolodex is that deep.
I don't even know what Dharma and Greg is.
It was a TV show.
And why is that funny?
Just the way you said it.
That's like Hotch or whatever. Hawk? What's his name?
Oh, my gosh, it's Hotch, and get it right. He's the GOAT.
Oh, well, that's what I was trying to get it right.
Hawk is in...
Tua? Tua Tagovailoa.
Which, by the way...
Yeah.
Are they in the middle of a fire sale?
Who, the Dolphins?
How have they waved the white flag already?
I mean, I don't think they're going to be good.
They can't be.
Yeah. I mean, if you're kind of over.
Would it be like a soft reset?
I guess. I mean, are they? It really, I think it depends on how they feel about Tua long term.
They locked him up. Like, you got to go get it.
I know, but like, do they still feel that way?
You got about 3.5 years left to make sure you make it happen.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are they doing?
I don't know. Maybe they're trying to reset their cap.
You know what I would do if I were? I just would. I don't know why I'm on the Dolphins, but I just get physical. They're just not physical enough.
Yeah, I think that is the major difference between like the Mike McDaniel version of that offense and the Kyle Shanahan version of that offense. Kyle Shanahan likes to be really physical. Mike McDaniel is kind of the more finesse version of that. Like, he doesn't do a lot of those same things.
Man, if they get passed up by New England in year 1.5 of Drake May, that would be catastrophic.
Year 1 of Rabel, though. I mean that's not crazy. I don't think. Like, I don't think it's crazy they get passed by New England. If Drake May is actually good.
Do you really think the Dolphins are going to be last in that division? If they are, that would be. And I'm not saying they can't. I mean that's not a hot. I'm just saying.
Bills.
Yeah, they're ahead
first, right?
Yeah. How do you feel about Fields? Because that roster's pretty talented.
Yeah, I thought you guys should have kept starting Fields last year. I like Fields. I think there is a version of Fields that can be successful in the NFL.
Let's move on from the you guys because
they
clearly don't do anything I want. So we're not. I mean, they're still their own entity.
I'm pro Fields, but I do understand that that's a wild card. So I don't think it's crazy. Like, I think the Jets. I don't think New England is finishing last. I think it's either the Jets or the Dolphins. I think the Jets could finish as high as 2nd or 4th. I don't know if I think Miami can finish higher than 3rd.
Well, if that's then they should have moved on. They should have moved on. They should have tried to move Tyreek.
I agree.
You know, he bluffed enough.
Yeah, I agree. If they're kind of doing a reset and trying to figure things out on the fly, Tyreek's a piece that you got to move because you can still get value for him.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's still a big enough market for him. You can get enough in return to actually make it worth your while.
Yeah, 100%.
He's not one of those guys where it's, oh, let's kind of figure this out and whatever.
Lucas just watched your movie.
Oh, I love Oppenheimer.
I can't get into that. And I watch terrible movies.
I think it's so. I think you don't like movies.
Did you see how I just got whipped on social media over my Inglourious Bastards take?
Oh yeah, rightfully so.
God, he went in. I'm like, I barely know you. He tried to soften the body blows by saying, "Man, I usually rock with DB." But
yeah, he hit you like right in the kidney. He's like, "Oh my bad, man. You cool?"
Unnecessary.
Yeah, how about you don't miss the first 14 minutes to get into develop the characters? I was like, damn.
He was lighting you up.
There was no development in the first 14 minutes.
Yeah, get my back, Shane.
That's not true.
Oh,
that's
Lord.
not true.
So you're saying watching a car slowly drive up a road is developing character.
The Christoph Waltz portion of that is
Let's just get in the
important.
car and drive up.
I mean, my man was hitting me with paragraphs.
And the Shoshana, like the Shoshana and Christoph Waltz part of that 14 minutes is really important to the movie. But again, if you don't like Brad Pitt, it doesn't matter what happens in the first 14 minutes. You're not going to like that movie.
Cactus Jack, way ahead of you. I'm trying to get Ravi to watch it.
Which one's the waterfront?
The knockoff Ozark, where I wanted them to do more character development.
Oh, yeah. Well, so you're mad about the character development. Why are you trying to get me to watch it?
It's fine.
Like, honestly?
Yeah.
I want somebody to talk to.
Okay. That's fair. That's a fair reason.
I probably doesn't sound great.
No, it's okay. That makes more sense than like, well, I don't like this.
I want somebody
like
to
this.
talk about the show.
Okay, fair. That's a fair reason. I don't know if I'm going to do it, but it's a good reason.
I don't want to do it anymore, so don't worry about it. I'll talk to you. Did that sound a little kiddish?
Yeah. It's like, oh, you made me say it out loud. I'm not going to do it anymore.
Exactly. 100%. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, I'm a big say things out loud guy. You go talk to Cactus Jack.
I'll talk to Cactus Jack.
We've got.
So Jack, they needed some more character development though. I did. I'm not gonna lie to you, Jack. I wanted to choke Brie, and it would have been okay. Spoiler alert: if she bled out,
like the cheese.
She just was. And I mean, and I went through this with Ozark. Like I hated the kids too at times. Like they were really, really, really needing to get thrown through the window. But they're your kids, so you love them through it. But yeah, I talked about that. That was with, Maria Bello.
Yeah, you were talking about that.
And the fishery and the drug trade.
Mm-hmm.
I needed to know more about Grandpa. I wanted to know how the crazy man made all his heroin money.
Probably by selling heroin.
Really?
That's a good drop. That was funny. It was good timing.
Yours sucks. Like I'm trying to talk about important things, and the one time you want to ride with Shane is now?
I like turtles.
That's how you act. I mean, to be honest.
I remembered.
That's how you're coming across right now.
We need to take a break. We've been going for over an hour, so let's take a minute.
Wait, we did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Austin's pissed.
He is. Good luck.
Did you hear how he low key whacked us
He's like, hey, if you could take a break in the first hour, that'd be great.
No, he said it like we were kids burning off energy.
Yes, he did. He's like, I kind of like it when you go through the first hour because then
you get it all out of your system and you settle down. And I was like, I'm twice your age almost. Like that.
I feel like we got our hands slapped a little bit.
Hey, he said it like something my mom. Okay, go out.
Hey, go outside. Run off your energy. Don't get worked up before dinner.
Dude, we just blew through 50 minutes.
We blew through 63.
Wow.
We'll be back. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
Wow.
Give me that cheddar, we getting Rico. Big money and rolls like burritos. Give me that hot sauce, no pico. Give me that. Give me that.
Avery Howard here with Harrison Phillips. Harrison, this is your 7th Playmakers Camp here in Omaha. As you grow in your NFL career, why has this always remained a priority for you?
You know, it's really special. I don't know what jersey I'm going to wear each season. It's not really up to me. I'm very happy that I've been a part of 2 great organizations. But something that's forever true is this is my high school, and this is where I'm starting a family. I'm building a home here with my wife, who's a Millard West grad. We just had a child who's going to grow up a Nebraskan. And, you know, this one means the most.
Standing here in the Millard West gym, what do you think the high school version of you would think, knowing you'll be doing these camps in the future and where you went to high school?
Man, the high school me was pretty cocky. I would say he'd be very proud of himself. I always spoke really big goals and set them really far off. I was kind of laughed at a little bit, being a little freshman saying I'm going to play in the NFL and get full-ride scholarships and stuff. But I worked my ass off to make that happen. So I'd be really proud, and I think the most important thing is bringing others along the way. So being able to be out here to these high school students, a thing that I wish I had. I wish I had someone that I could have asked about what it's like going to college, what's it like to get to the next level. And so when we bring these Nebraska football players out and these high school kids, I want to be a resource to them as well as use my platform for these pups.
At Centros Federal Credit Union, we have the tools and resources to help our members fulfill their financial goals. With a focus on building a stronger community for the next generation of leaders. Centros Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
What makes Banana Ball work so well in terms of the fans, the support, and everything that's gone with it?
I think it's just breaking down the barrier between fan and player. When you go to a Major League Baseball game, even though there might not be a barrier, it might just be a net, there's a distinct barrier where like players and fans don't really interact during the game. And we're bringing fans onto the field, into our game. Like every fan that comes to our game is going to be involved somehow. Every single one of them. They're all going to be involved if they want to be. So I guess that's my advice too. When you come to a Bananas game, be open to doing anything. Don't say no to an opportunity. My niece actually, we do a fan warm-up before every game. We have a little girl come on the field and dance, and the whole stadium follows the dance moves. My niece said no because she was nervous. And to this day, every single day I see her, she's like, I want to do the fan warm-up. I want to do the fan warm-up. So like, when you come to a game, just be open to doing whatever.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
We're back here on Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centros Federal Credit Union. We're in somehow hour number 2 already, but it's always the right time to check out centrusfcu.org. They've got you covered, whether it's your mortgage, your savings, whatever it is, they can help you out. With the savings goals, they can do savings accounts, money markets, certificates, IRAs, and their experts are there to help you set up a personalized savings plan that meets your needs and goals. Go check them out, centrusfcu.org today. Federally insured by NCUA. So, DB.
Dang, me and Jack, see, we were kindred spirits the day I heard his voice.
What happened?
Guess what else Jack is into?
What had happened was?
Shark Week.
Oh, yeah, big Shark Week guy.
Man. Jack doesn't call enough. I need a friend.
I've heard.
Nah, I probably ain't talking to you on the phone though. Just saying.
You got like 12 minutes of phone time a week.
Man, you know I need to call. I gotta call DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude is gonna be. Well, that's. I mean, he's trying.
Yeah.
Like I gotta.
You gotta call him.
I just, man, it just. I gotta get up the energy.
Yeah, I get that. Sometimes I'm just like, yeah, I'm not up for a phone call right now. Actually, you should feel like really good about our relationship because I always answer your call. And if I don't, I call back right away.
Yeah, although I do. Are you a napper? Because you notoriously disappear during the day.
Listen, sometimes I will. Sometimes I'll get a nap. And honestly, though, sometimes I'm playing tennis.
Okay.
I like to get my exercise in.
That's fine.
And
I
so
don't knock the hustle.
it's like 90 minutes, 2 hours where I'm just like I don't have the phone on me.
Yeah.
So a lot of times it's
I tried to
tennis.
walk with a weighted vest the other day, and it's about 15 sizes too small. I'm like, why are they lying, saying one size fits all?
Yeah. I got one of those. They're a little sometimes they can be a little restricting.
Yeah, it's not fun.
No, I think they're built for people that are shaped like Austin. A little more narrow.
He's not a narrow guy though. Not at all.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
He's pretty lean.
Now that I don't know, but
Okay.
I'm just saying, like his waist is equidistant with it splits his armpits.
Okay.
It ain't like he's like tapered.
No, okay, fair. I don't know. I can't think of anybody like super like narrowed in our like Sauter. Sauter's narrow, right?
I think he's alive. I haven't heard from him for 24 hours.
I haven't heard from him from a minute.
Oh no, he did do a text, but I was not messing.
Oh
with
yeah,
that.
DJ knows Austin. He said he's slight. He might not be like tapered, but like I think it's the same.
He's not slight.
Okay, well, David knows him.
Well, that's cool, but I just saw him. He was 15 feet from me yesterday when he was cracking low-key jokes.
Nobody's fat shaming you, Austin. That's not what's happening here. It's are you like slight or are you like
now? I
broader?
know the cynic has not moved over into the glass house. This dude slapped our wrist yesterday like we were 7 and kept it moving without skipping a beat. Really?
I literally just say, oh, he's lean. Like he just ran an Ironman. Like he's a lean guy. Nobody's fat shaming anybody. We're just talking about frame, like on a house.
Whatever.
Some houses are built a little differently than others.
AJ is a weird dude. No, Wyatt, I have not seen Tombstone, but I do feel like, much like with Reacher, on my TikTok algorithm, I feel like I've seen every line.
Oh
in
yeah,
Tombstone.
Yeah.
But then I finally had to go back and watch Reacher.
Tombstone is one where I feel like I'm interested in the story, but seeing clips of it on TikTok, I don't think I like the way it looks. Does it ever bother you with movies where you're like, I don't like how it looks, I'm gonna have a hard time with this one?
So this is gonna sound, I get it. So somebody's gonna get on me about, well, yeah, it's kind of a hot take for a guy that didn't sit through it, but that Val Kilmer character is supposed to be super sweet, right? Everybody talks about it's aged well.
Yeah,
I can't take him seriously.
I can't either.
I just can't take him seriously.
Yeah,
I think that's part of it, though.
What do
you mean? You can't take him seriously.
Here comes Gene. What'd you say, Ebert? Wait, which one? Who's
Siskel? Gene Siskel, I think. Roger Ebert.
Oh, good call. R.I.P. to both.
I think they're both gone.
Yeah, shame with them.
You can't take the character serious.
Yeah,
he's not a serious character.
I'm just not a Val Kilmer guy.
And that's okay.
I just picture him like popping his gum with his teeth clicked together, like in Top Gun, and I was like, "You're a loser."
Yeah, they're a little strange. I think they're oh yeah, they're both dead.
And
Gene's been dead for a while.
Yeah. Who's the guy? Who's the actor? It's Kurt, who played
Russell?
in the New York guy.
Kurt Russell?
Yeah. I don't really love him either.
I don't really take him seriously either. He did okay, and he's the guy in Miracle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does well in Miracle.
But he's beloved, though. I mean,
Kurt Russell?
Yeah.
Beloved?
I'd say yeah.
I think he's well liked in the.
I got it. Listen, I'm gonna need you to knock it off because I was getting ready to give him some credit the other day. I was like, Shane said something that was actually pretty cool. This needs to be a show topic.
Mm-hmm.
And he used the word beloved.
Oh yeah, with the athletes.
And his premise was, we give guys the benefit of the doubt historically, like we're more apt to go revisionist history
on guys that
we actually like. Mm. But now now Kurt Russell is beloved.
Oh,
I could get Ali. I could get Walter Payton. Who else was in that category?
Tiger.
We disagreed on Tiger. But I would rock with Shane on that.
That's
one,
who he brought up, Tiger, though. Bo Jackson.
So it was Bo,
and then
Walt,
Michael,
Tiger, Muhammad, and Michael.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely those guys.
And he said those guys fall into a special category of revisionist history.
Yeah. I think he's probably right.
I think I'm like, that's pretty.
I mean,
for sure, Walter.
Well, I mean,
and I get it.
For sure,
I know I'm going to get all the arrows over Walter.
Well, I mean, you're talking to Verz today, so good luck.
Oh, he gets
so mad at you about Peyton.
But I do think how we lost Walter skews.
It does.
The career.
It's the Kurt Cobain thing. When you die younger than people think you're supposed to.
So was Kurt Cobain was not good?
No, he was, but like you also don't know. It's a very
he's Nirvana, right?
He had a very short career, right? So you have no idea.
Chili Peppers lost a dude too, didn't they, Shane? Did they?
No, I don't know.
So.
Fudge, I'm way out of my element there. I'm just speculating.
I think Blink-182 lost a guy.
Who?
Blink-182. That seems right up your alley.
Now I've heard of them. What do they do though?
No, it's like punk. You wouldn't like it.
Maybe Stone Temple Pilots.
I have heard of them. Shocker. Blink-182. They got a famous song.
All the small things.
Can you sing it?
All the small things, true care.
Oh yeah.
That's their most famous one.
Yeah, you guys would be doing your head like this.
Say it ain't so.
I'm
I
like,
will not go.
that is such
Turn
a
the lights
stereotype.
off. Carry me home.
Like oh boy, dancing on peanuts.
Nah. I'm trying to dance like Austin. Nah.
I could definitely. Nah, I better chill.
I gotta be nice. He has to fill in for you when you're gone for team camp.
He put it in caps. Hey, I backed off. I was gonna go there, Austin. I backed off. I did not go in for the kill shot.
He's our white balance.
Don't you think that?
I know, but it's 2-1. Austin balances it out.
No, it's 1-1. You're not. No.
Well,
we're the same, but we're different. Knock it off. We're not.
So
connected.
Technically, so you got Rico, who's his own thing.
Yep.
You got me, who's my own thing.
Yep.
You got you, who are your own thing.
Yep.
And then you got Shane. So technically, Shane and Austin together put it out of white balance. We got too much.
Anywho, don't you think there's something to the fact it's why we hate on Rodgers as he's gotten older, because we don't like him.
Yeah.
But Rodgers was way better in his career than we talk about.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers was incredible.
No, he was. I mean, I think of anybody who's played, I don't know what the number is. He's got the best touchdown interception ratio of all time.
So who else belongs in the beloved?
So
do we agree on Bo? For sure.
Bo for sure. And he's the one that gets the biggest benefit of the doubt based on what his career versus how we feel about him. Like, that's the biggest disparity, and I don't think it's close.
I should know this.
Yeah.
What Walter rush for? Is he a 15K guy? He's 12 or 15. Both those numbers stick out to me.
12-3 or something like that.
We're getting it. Just give me 10 to 15. 16-7.
Okay, so the numbers substantiate a prolonged career.
I mean, he was the all-time leading rusher for, a very long time.
Yeah, some of that is longevity, which I'm not going to knock.
13 full years, which as a running back's hard to do, especially back then. I mean, he was...
How many 14-game seasons did he have? Any? His first couple?
Yeah, no, he had a lot, actually. 1, 2, 3,
He's late
4,
70s.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, you mean... Sorry, you meant 14 total.
Yeah.
Not how many did he play at least 14. Just 3 at the beginning.
Okay. See, I'm not...
Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you meant how many times did he play at least 14 games.
Smart.
No, you are. I misunderstood what you meant.
So he's a product of 3 14-game regular seasons.
Yeah, and his greatest yards season and touchdown season came in a 14-game season.
Like 1,800?
Yeah, 1,852 and 14 touchdowns came in 77 in 14 games. So that's pretty
okay. That's
crazy.
Legit.
Yeah, and he went.
Well, I mean, OJ went for 2.
Yeah. And that was also his best yards per carry.
So I have to be careful with my wording because.
So I think the yards per carry is where you get a little where you don't love Peyton as much. Is where I would guess.
Let me take a stab.
Okay.
What are you giving me, a 10th?
Yeah, I'll give you a 10th either way.
Walter is a 3.9 guy.
Ooh, you're off. It's 4.4.
I would not have guessed in the 4s.
Yeah. He actually only had one full season where he was under 4. He had a 3.6.
Had to be late.
Actually, it was right in the middle, 81.
Maybe coming off an injury.
Yeah.
He had a toe, he had a knee.
I'm not sure. There's a little mid-career lull, and then he kind of picks it back up again in like 83.
Okay.
Like he has a good 80.
I have to be careful with Walter.
The numbers are better than you don't like his running style, and so I think that skews you a little bit.
I think when you look at the totality of the running style, but he was a laborer of running the football.
Okay.
It did not look like it came easy to him.
Mm.
So part of what makes him the allure is like his toughness.
Sure. You always get the stories about like he never went out of bounds. He'd always run back into the guy.
I'm not one of those guys.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's weird because that's everything I believe in.
Yes.
I just don't like to watch
You don't want it to look that way.
Manifest itself.
No,
like
I get that.
So I'm not saying that Walter is Bo.
For sure not. I mean,
Walter was extremely productive and a great runner.
Mm-hmm.
I do think how we talk about Walter is enhanced by how we feel about him.
I also think it's a little bit of a generational thing. Like if you were a certain age when Walter Payton was in the league, you probably feel a certain way about Walter Payton.
Do I feel like that about Muhammad Ali for the same reason? I didn't like Muhammad Ali until post-boxing career. That's uncanny.
Because too many people liked him?
No.
Okay. Because that feels like one where you might zag, where you're like, oh, he's too popular. I'm going to be a whoever else guy.
When I was watching him, I still felt like he got hit too much.
He did allow himself to get hit a lot.
So again, it's style.
But especially, okay, so you're talking later career Ali too.
Well, I mean, I was born in 74.
That's what I mean, right? So your first, I mean, the earliest you could probably remember him is like 79.
And I do get YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
But if you have like a perception of him going in.
He just got hit too much.
Because late stage Ali got hit a ton. I mean.
Even some of the classics, yeah. I was like, why? Like, I don't think Joe Frazier was a great fighter. Like,
no, good puncher.
You shouldn't have been hit that much by Frazier. And I get, hey, nobody. There's only a few people that could really debate me over that are historians. So yeah. I may be safer right now, but like I didn't love Frazier. But are we misremembering Ali? Or are we just thinking, hey, prime? Like Ali gets a lot of love.
So I think there's a couple things. One,
does he belong in the below category, first of all?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
So Walter, Ali, safe.
I do think Payton is much closer to Ali than he is to like Bo. Like the accomplishments are there.
Okay.
Right? For both of those guys. Now, that's not to say there weren't some flaws. I do think the thing that you don't like about Ali, which was his style, is one of the things that enamored people about Ali, is most to this day, and really all the time in between, you don't really see heavyweights move like he moved.
Okay.
And I think that's
as a 218-pounder.
Yeah, I mean, he was a small heavyweight.
Yeah.
Right? But you don't see heavyweights move like Ali does. And I think that enamored us quite a bit to see somebody in that weight class with still having good power to move the way he moved. Like stylistically, that's really unusual.
So to Johnny the Pig's question, which is a fantastic one, and this is a hill I know my dad would die on.
Mm-hmm.
Huge Jim Brown guy. Why doesn't Jim Brown get the same love as Walt? So, okay, so there's definitely. I knew this would be a good topic, Shane.
Good job, Shane.
Well, it was.
No,
it had some depth.
It was off like a humbug too. He was out there vaping, thinking about it.
You know, I we misremember and we go revisionist history. We loved those guys, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that. Jim Brown was not nearly.
Oh, he wasn't. I wouldn't say
he was a little too for a guy that didn't go to the war in Ali.
Yeah. Jim Brown
was much worse.
Yeah.
Like post football career.
Yeah.
So I don't think we love Jim Brown the person.
Yeah.
Because Jim Brown the player, even though I hate a little bit on Jim Brown.
Why do you hate a little on Jim Brown?
Because he was bigger than everybody else he's playing against.
So
he just
it's the Wilt Chamberlain.
I'm not a fan of the style.
It's the Wilt Chamberlain.
Correct.
That's fine. I get that.
Like it's how I feel about LeBron.
Yeah. Just stylistically, not a fan.
I just bully guys.
Yeah.
And so I don't rock with
That's
that.
why I'm not. I think
Ali got hit too much.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Who else is in the beloved?
Said we were debating. Well, he brought up Jordan. I think Jordan's tough because he is beloved, but I also think that his career is pretty hard to poke holes in.
Okay. He might be one of the rare guys where the mystique
matches
the accomplishments.
I would agree. Because I do agree he's beloved, but I'm having a hard time sitting here being like, I don't know how much of it's
and
not
I get
deserved.
it. Like Lance,
but he brings
like Jordan detractors do harp on the 80s.
But listen, that's fine.
I thought Gilbert Arenas brought up a great point. When we were anointing Jordan the GOAT in the ring culture, he hadn't even won his third yet.
Sure.
It was early 90s.
I will say I don't feel like ring culture was that big of a thing in the early 90s.
It wasn't.
Right? So I think that was a big deal there. I mean, I remember specifically, I think it was the first year of his comeback, so 96. I remember specifically Bob Costas just flatly saying he was the greatest basketball player of all time, and there was zero pushback. So he's only 3 rings in at that point.
I'm not sure I want to get into this because I like both guys.
Okay.
How much of the – and I get 18. I get 18 versus 14.
Mm-hmm.
How much of the Jack debate, when we're just talking about – like if we're objective, right? Like talent, the field you played against.
Sure.
The courses now actually matching the equipment. I'm not a big well, they got all the new equipment.
Jack versus Tiger guy.
How much of how we feel about Jack versus Tiger is more than the 4 major wins? I think Jack is beloved.
I think so. But I think it's so
he's aged gracefully.
I think people like the way that he carries himself. I think that's a big part of it. And honestly, I think that's a big part of it with a lot of these guys that are versus aren't beloved. Now, Muhammad Ali is the wild card there because he was very controversial at times.
Who's your 5 again, Shane? Tiger, Michael, Bo,
Ali.
Walter, and Ali. Okay.
Yeah.
There's got to be somebody else in there.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
Beloved.
Gretzky?
Not sure it's a did Gretzky's prowess within the sport transcend the nichiness? That's a totally made up word. Did his aura transcend his sports following?
I mean, if you talk
he did make a cartoon.
If you talk to somebody that doesn't know anything,
wasn't Gretzky on that Bo one, Shane?
Yeah.
I think so.
If you talk to somebody that doesn't know anything about hockey or somebody that doesn't know anything about sports, there's a pretty decent chance they know who Wayne Gretzky is.
No, I'm not talking about popularity. Like a Q rating.
Yeah, if you're talking about...
I'm talking about the affinity, like the special place that they can hold. I'm not to pull an amazing Daniel, but I am kind of giving beloved the definition.
No, that's fine. Because I think beloved, I do think popularity, but there's a distinction there. That's fine.
Because I'll give you one in a more popular worldwide sport.
What's
but
that?
Still,
you gonna say Messi?
No, I'm gonna say Pele.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that's probably fair.
Beloved. We talk about Willie Mays, beloved. Like that's the kind of part of the reason we say Willie Mays is the greatest of all time
because we love him.
We love Willie Mays.
We
love Willie.
We love Willie Mays more than we like a Hank Aaron.
Mary Lou Retton. I don't know. Pre or post DUI?
Yeah, I don't know on a Mary Lou Retton. There was probably a time where
doesn't Nicholas belong in the beloved?
Well, some of those older guys, I mean, they become
I'm
they
gonna
became
get to Jack's question because I think it's fantastic.
so
they
there might
become
be a little.
ambassadors of the sport. So I mean that really helps their
Does
case to
Jack
be that.
Nicholas fall in the nichiness category a little bit?
I think he transcended his sport.
Okay. Like you think if you go talk to people who don't follow golf,
Yep.
that
I
they
think
are
they
aware of the prowess
of Jack Nicholas
more so than a Wayne Gretzky.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, 100%. 100%. And I'm not saying he was and I wouldn't fight you if you said it. He's better relative to his sport. I'm
Sure.
not saying that. Like
You're just saying that he transcends more than Gretzky does.
Beloved. It's hard. So let me look. So Jack asked a question.
Yeah, what was Jack's question?
Because I think how we feel about Bo, how we feel about Walter is the direct correlation of how much we like them. Because I'll give you the antithesis. For a guy that sure we feel like he should have won more, but in his Aaron Rodgers is incredible.
Yeah.
He was incredible. He was incredible for a long, long time. And we are misremembering, though, they won't draft wide receivers. And he got Jordy Nelson this and tail end career Freeman that. And, Donald Driver and Jennings and these guys that he was like having these crazy
propping up
statistical
their careers.
Stats with.
Yeah.
But because we don't like him, like he gets overlooked in his era.
Part of that's a Tom Brady problem, to be fair.
I mean, maybe.
I think so. And here's the big difference for me with.
Hang on.
Okay.
I'll give you a comp. And he didn't win near as much as we talk about. Like, that's. Aaron Rodgers is still greater than Arnold Palmer. We love Arnold Palmer. We act like we don't remember one great tournament that Arnold Palmer won. We just remember some of the head-to-heads with Jack.
How much of that's like era, though, too? I mean, like, golf wasn't as omnipresent as it is now. I think that's a factor, and we don't remember.
But you're kind of like, I get it. Brady casts a huge shadow.
And I'm not saying Jack doesn't, but I think part of it in terms of just if we're talking about what people remember, we're talking about golf in the 60s versus NFL in the 2000s.
Look at Amazing Daniel. I would never drink something called Aaron Rodgers.
I do love an Arnold Palmer, though.
I do, but I get his point, though.
Yeah.
He backdoored it, but
yeah.
I get the point. Like, that's kind of what I'm saying.
Some of those golfers,
we remember it differently than the actual career.
No, I get that. For Rodgers, for sure. Rodgers is the opposite of the conversation we're having in terms of.
And I don't know why I bristle up at Rodgers because I've gone through I like him, I don't like him, I like him, I don't like him. Is he just on a roll?
He says it would taste like bong water and conspiracy theories.
That almost got a dry heave. Not that I'm experienced with smelling residue, but
DJ says the Aaron Rodgers would be lemonade and ayahuasca.
See, we can't take us anywhere.
I love our chat.
Jack asked a question, and I don't know.
Okay, what's the question? Because I missed it.
Will anybody retire in this era? Pick a sport.
Okay.
I can think of one. I have my one.
Okay.
That will go down as beloved. And I actually think he's benefiting from it real time. And he's a great player.
Okay. What's the question?
Is anybody in this current era going to be beloved?
So there's a couple that have just retired that I think fall in that category.
You're not going to say Brady.
Nope.
You know who's actually aged better
Who?
than the amount of wins he was able to rack up?
Who? Peyton?
Yep.
Yeah. No, we love Peyton.
Yep.
We do.
Yep.
We love Peyton.
Always have, even at Tennessee before he won.
Yeah, we love Peyton.
Yeah.
We didn't care that Eli had more titles than him.
Nope.
We give him credit for that second Super Bowl, even though Brock Osweiler played a ton and he was bad, and Peyton was bad. Like, we love Peyton Manning. And a lot of it is
Wyatt,
because he's funny on SNL.
I've got one in my mind.
So
Pick a sport.
So the ones I'm thinking of are it's a niche sport that just retired that are like fully beloved.
Shoot your shot.
I mean, Nadal and Federer are like beloved, and they will be remembered better than Djokovic, even though he's probably the best of the three.
Somebody just said it, and I agreed with him too. Because he's not serious too often. Oh, Johnny the Pig, referencing Sampras.
So
being the victim. No, he's kind of on the really, 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 really good players.
Yes,
like being forgotten about. Like I could see, but Sampras for what he did, and it's an individual sport.
Mm-hmm.
But I would entertain a Sampras Rodgers versus Federer Brady era.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that's probably fair.
Like we sleep on Pete.
Yeah, no, Pete was incredible. He was my favorite tennis player growing up. I love Pete.
Like I'll rock with
part
that,
of it though
JP.
too, and somebody brought up Shaq. Part of it is because Pete's just never been heard from again.
This is a hot take.
Yeah,
you want it?
Yeah,
I think we remember Shaq being better than he was. It sounds dumb. It sounds utterly ridiculous.
He's pretty good. He's pretty good.
Do you know how I want to explain it though?
Yeah, go ahead.
He's just kind of a wilt.
No, that's fair.
He just and I'm not saying
It's
he
the
wasn't
size thing.
skilled.
Because he was.
He was.
He was really skilled. So was Wilt. I mean, but
I
there was no one physically in a category ready to deal with him.
Yeah. I mean, guys, he was playing against like John Concack and Will Purdue. And I get the dream, but Hakeem worked him.
He did. I will. So what I was saying about Shaq, though, because
he got the mornings and the Ewing, so hear my heart.
Because
David was tough on him.
Because he's around and people like him post-career, he's more beloved than like we remember him fondly.
Okay, so we'll slot him in the category of
like Barkley's the same way. People love Barkley now more than when he played.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
100%.
So like he gets he doesn't. The only person that gives Barkley any crap for not winning a title is really Shaq. Everybody else is kind of like, oh, we love Chuck. Like
Shaq may be he may be the opposite of Jordan, where the mystique and the career match, which when you're at that level is utterly amazing.
Hard to do.
I mean, I can only think of one other guy
who
that's probably in that category, and he's Tiger.
Yeah. No, so the only other one, and he wasn't beloved by any means, but the mystique and the career match for like Barry Bonds. Like when you talk about like that dude's just like anything you could say about that dude is accurate in terms of his prowess.
I watched him with a straight face say he would have turned anything Satchel Paige threw around the other way.
And I believe him. Honest to God, I do. I do.
He said, Satchel? Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, have you seen the interview where he's like, somebody's like, hey, how, like today, could you turn around 100? He goes, yes.
Yeah.
He's like, somebody has to catch the ball. As long as somebody's catching the ball, I'm just changing the object that I catch it with from a glove to a bat.
I'm not going to give you the Nadal and Federer. I don't think it's on a big enough stage.
So it's not. But I mean, in terms of within their community, it doesn't transcend, so they don't fall in the category of like.
So that's what I think makes Pele elite.
Yeah, because he does. He transcends that.
Yeah.
But in terms of in their community, those two guys are going to be remembered better than a guy that is better than them.
Do you know my current day?
In Djokovic. Who?
I think it's Steph Curry.
Do you? Because he went through a little phase where people hated on him.
I think it's Steph Curry.
I hope so.
Steph Curry will age amazingly well, and he is a top single-digit player of all time.
Yeah.
Steph Curry has no blips on the radar.
And he's
didn't misspeak in a press. Like,
nope. Very likable. The only thing that people got a little annoyed with was oversaturation.
Right? Okay, we shoot threes, but Steph Curry is the only guy I can think currently
that you think goes down as beloved. I think he'll age well because he'll be
like,
he'll be around and he's likable.
I'll entertain some others.
Yeah.
I'll listen to Ohtani. He's mythical.
Yeah, he is. I just don't know.
Like for real life sports like today, he's mythical.
He is. I mean, I've made the argument, and I don't think it's outlandish. Just for me,
I am
pure.
I think Isaac is new to our chat, but he's about 5 for 5 today. He is about 5 for 5. I liked his Nowitzki Duncan takes. He had another good one earlier. I'm with him on D Rose.
I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know that.
How are you? You're not rocking with Curry?
No, I am.
Okay. Are you giving me pushback on Ohtani?
I just think I don't know if he transcends enough to common fans.
100% he does.
Okay.
Ravi, he just touched 101.2 on the bump.
I get that. But like if I go, I call it like the mom test, right? If I go to my mom who only casually watches sports and doesn't really care, and I go, "What do you think about Shohei Ohtani?" Like I don't know that she has an answer for me.
Well, Ohtani only needs,
and I'm the guy that
he only needs 3 or 4 more good years.
I'm the guy that's made the argument that he might be the most talented baseball player of all time. Just pure talent, all-around player.
I mean, 2022, I'm probably in full-fledged cringe mode.
But I don't think it's wrong.
Because I disputed that I was that guy that was like, cool, he can pitch.
Yeah, that's
I know.
a little dismissive.
I got some hot takes now. I got some hot takes that haven't aged well.
I don't know, and I'm not disputing the greatness. I just don't know if he transcends outside of baseball communities enough. If that's the mark we're using. Because I don't know if you go to people that like they probably know the name. So this is the argument of like Gretzky versus a Pele.
Shane, you better hit Brian Edwards.
Right? Like this is the
we would have blown right through this. Holy smokes.
Yep. Not big on breaks today.
Well, apparently Shane is so captivated by the conversations, he's not doing his job. He let us talk for 62 minutes.
And then another 40. I'm going to get a read in real quick just because I don't know when we're going to take another break.
Get back.
This is we can get back to this.
Hey, if
we can talk to Sip about Sip would love this conversation.
Beloved.
Let's talk to Sip about this.
Can I get a football guy?
It's tough. I feel like football players, like it's very tribal with who you like and don't, like in your communities, especially current guys.
Kelsey?
Well, no, there's people that hate Kelsey.
Jason.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. I can't, but I got to come up with better than Curry, don't I?
If you're out there, make sure you get that seatbelt fastened and make it click. It prevents injuries and saves lives. This message from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. We'll be back with Brian Edwards coming up next.
At Centris Federal Credit Union, we understand that the journey of building your own business typically starts with modest beginnings. With a little help from our team of experts and small business loan offerings, you can take your vision and transform it into a more concrete reality. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
went back, comes in. She makes the catch. And it's a chance for a game-winning double play. That's how it ends. The Arkansas Razorbacks are headed back to Super Regionals.
What kind of goes through your mind as you're preparing to give that final speech?
It's the worst speech of all time because you don't want to rehearse it because then it sounds like you knew it was coming.
It was 12-0. Like we were kind of anticipating, okay, like this is gonna end tonight. Like nobody wants it to, but it's going to.
10, 20 years down the road, the wins and losses, you don't remember them. All the success is great and it is very memorable, and those are part of the good memories. But I think the time we have together on the bus, in the locker room, at practice, on the field, are what lasts a lifetime.
You just go out there and you look those kids in their eyes and try to articulate to them how much they mean to you and this program. And then when you finish and you stand there and watch everybody, and it's hard. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live. Now, Vegas insider, senior handicapper, and fan of the cold Budweiser bottles, Brian Edwards.
It's got to be touchdown, touchdown, touchdown.
Brian Edwards.
I don't really love it.
Brian Edwards.
Were they using the cream cheese to butter the bagel?
Brian Edwards.
I'm going with the cowgirl.
Here is Brian Edwards.
We're back here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. It's Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We are joined now by Brian Edwards, our Vegas insider from Major Wager. B, what's going on, buddy?
Good morning, fellas. What's happening? Happy early 4th.
Legend, how we doing, man? Are you a big fireworks guy? What are they doing up there in North Floridian country?
They were banging off last night. I don't mind fireworks now that, I don't have my dog anymore, but I used to hate it because I would come home and she wouldn't get out of the closet.
Yeah, that sounds a lot like Ravi, but I still work with him, so we're okay.
I don't like fireworks either. They scare me. That's what you meant, right?
It is 100%.
No, I do have a dog that has destroyed some walls because of fireworks. So,
yes.
Really?
Yeah, Doug has a hard time.
Oh, no wonder you hate it.
Yeah, I feel bad for him.
He's the only guy in this. Within a 20-mile radius praying for rain tomorrow.
Right.
Come on, thunderstorms.
Just at night. During the day, I hope it's super nice. I want everybody to have a nice time at their lakes.
They dropped the forecast this morning that the storms will be pushed back past 11 p.m. He's probably like, damn it.
Yeah, I know. I was like, come on, storm front. Let's get it.
The heck with all the events. Damn it. My dog.
I know.
Hey, well, the fourth is good here. I'll be on Grayton Beach tomorrow afternoon, and there will be hundreds of red, white, and blue bikinis.
Yeah. Look at you. I'd be more interested in sharks. You're over here talking about.
We know how patriotic B is.
Well, Jaws.
Right, Ravi?
Jaws is patriotic too, isn't he?
Well, hey,
I associate Jaws with the 4th.
We had 2 shark attacks in late June last year down here.
Yeah. So that area for a second almost forced me. I'm a super nerd, B, and this isn't what you signed up for to talk to me, but I was getting ready to study like seal migration patterns with what was going on in those waters, because during that time of the year, the water's a little cool.
Yeah,
those attacks. So I thought something literally may be in the water.
I'm not going to call you a nerd. I found oceanography one of my more interesting classes in college, and I didn't find any of my classes interesting in college.
Yeah,
so
well,
there you go.
You may or may not be talking to a guy that wanted that to be his major in a landlocked state and had his counselor say, You do realize we're a landlocked state, right? I just remember in my head, I was like, well, can't you guys like mock up some aquariums and stuff like they do at the zoo? Like,
You gotta go explore the Missouri.
wow, just can't help himself. B, what's left for Tapoye in that weight class?
Well, I didn't really get why he was so dogging on Gaethje the other night in that matchup. Gaethje is a stand-up banger. You would think
Always a live dog. He may not have enough in the repertoire, though.
Oh, I'm not saying Gaethje would beat him. I'm not saying anybody's going to beat Topuria anytime soon. But did you hear Topuria kind of piss on that idea of Gaethje? I didn't like that.
Almost like it wasn't worth his time.
Right, and Sarukian is more of the grappler who I'm not saying Sarukian's got anything for him either, but at least style-wise, I think Gaethje would be a more fun fight for the fans and for Topuria. So I just did not understand that. I know he wants Patty because he hates Patty.
You talk about one-dimensional. What is Pimblett going to do on the mat?
Yeah, I don't know.
It worked.
I don't think Patty is ready. I think Patty needs another win before a title shot because now we see Chandler appears to be washed, and so that kind of takes away some of the shine from that otherwise awesome performance by Patty. So in my mind, Patty still hasn't beaten a top 5 level guy. I know he's undefeated. Props to him for that. And don't get me wrong, I'll get on board with that matchup, but I think Gaethje deserves it. Sarukian just missed weight for 1 day ahead of time. I mean, he claimed he pulled out for an injury, but whatever. He was going to miss weight for a title fight. So, I think Gaethje should get it. But Dana didn't seem too keen on that, or at least the idea of Gaethje saying, I'll retire if I don't get a title fight. Dana didn't like hearing that. So,
you mean Dana's not a guy that likes to be strong-armed? That doesn't fit his that doesn't fit his personality.
This may be a hot take. I don't dislike. I actually think Dana White is getting better than.
I don't get me wrong.
I used to
hate him.
Me too.
I like him now.
I'm kind of coming around on.
I mean, what he's done for the sport's like undeniable. He's obviously good at his job, even if you don't like him. And I do think he's gotten more likable.
And I listen. Yes. I'm as a boxing fan. Hey man, help us out all you can get, all you want to promote this thing.
When you saw Crawford and Canelo in that press conference, you're like, oh man, we might have somebody about to put this sport back on the map.
Listen, I work. I got the Nebraska game that day, and I'm like, thank the Lord that it's an early game. I will be back in Omaha after that broadcast with something off the grill, ready for that fight. I mean, Crawford's my guy anyway. I love the hype this far out.
I'd say we're a long way out
for this fight, and a lot of it has to do with the promotion.
100%. First off, this matchup wouldn't be happening without the promotion, right?
Yeah.
And whatever his name is in Saudi Arabia, he's about to put some serious.
I just call him the Sheik.
The Sheik.
I mean, what do they call it? Riyadh season. That's like the company, right?
Yeah. I'm pumped. So, are you hoping that Poirier's last, as Dana set it up for him, will be the anti-Charles Oliveira, come on, Charles, don't do that to us anymore. Like, it's time to move on to greener pastures, man. Who you cheering for with Poirier's last one here?
Oh, Dustin, and I'm betting on him heavily as well. I've already bet him heavily. I mean, we've watched him.
You want to think about that, or?
Oh, we're betting on heavily.
I know Max is more prepared for a 155 fight these days, as he showed against Gaethje, a little over a year and a half or so ago. But I've watched Dustin dominate Max twice now, and I thought Dustin fought extremely well against Islam his last time out. I haven't heard of any injuries or anything coming out of that fight or since then. I think he's still got it. And I think Max has still got it too, but he's coming off a pretty brutal knockout. Remember, Dustin, he got submitted by Islam, but he
looked live too early. Like I didn't listen. There's nothing to be ashamed of that with Makhachev.
Oh, I thought going into the 5th round, Dustin had momentum.
With you,
but it didn't happen. It didn't happen, obviously. But I thought he had clearly won round 4. So yeah, I'm on Dustin in that fight for sure.
All right, let's take a look at a couple of season win totals. First of all, on a personal note for you, which one of your win totals do you like the most to be able to take to the window?
Well, in the Big Ten, Illinois and Indiana are the only ones I've played over. I would say Vandy's my favorite, though. You get plus money at 5.5, or you might have to pay some juice at 4.5. I think they win at least 6, and I think they have a decent chance, a pretty good chance at 7. The Florida one I like, assuming there's no hiccups with DJ Lagway's shoulder, which I've already bet it. I haven't bet it like very aggressively though.
Are you concerned?
Well, I read something behind a paywall yesterday that I did not love to see. Basically, it was there's been no setbacks. Like, he didn't throw all of spring, and was it May? I think he started throwing 3 times a week, but he's still quote unquote not 100%. According to sources, but the real test is he's on track to be 100% by training camp, but the real test is going to be how the shoulder holds up after he takes hits, after he's been throwing a ton, etc. And it made me kind of cringe in this seat I'm in right now yesterday morning when I was reading it.
Real quick, before we get to UCLA and Wisconsin, I want to go through Vandy. My buddy's son plays there.
Oh, yeah.
I've been to Nashville. Pavia's taken the world tour, sitting down doing podcasts, just railing on anybody and anything he can.
Love it.
Big Modelo guy is Pavia.
I saw him at UFC 317 the other night.
Hey, Pavia is living his best life.
Yes, he is.
Does that worry you at all?
Well, let's go through the record. We'll see.
Okay,
because that's how he is. That's how he is. He plays loose. He plays fast.
But like that's how Johnny Manziel was, and really go well for him.
At college, it did.
Not the second year. I mean, first year it did, but once it got I don't know. Anyway, we go on, Mandy.
Sure. So, Diego. Well, just one thing, real quick. I mean, he was pissing on UNM's Lobo logo 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Drunk. So, I mean, that's how he rolls. Okay, so Vandy goes 7-6 last year. 8 starters back on defense. They've got their top 3 and 4 of their top 5 tacklers back. They gave up only 23.4 points per game last year, which is not like top 30 elite. But for Vandy, they usually give up between 35 and 38. So that's really good for Vandy. Nothing fluky about last year either, because I say that because they went 3-4 in one possession games. I mean, they lost in double OT at Missouri when they missed a game-tying field goal from like 35 yards in double overtime, and they missed a potential game winner at the end of regulation. And they only lost by 7 at LSU, and they lost by 4 at Georgia State when Georgia State threw like a 30-yard touchdown pass with like 10, 12 seconds left. So anyhow, you've got Eli Stowers, Diego's favorite target back. He's first team preseason All-American in all the magazines. Pavia 20-4 TDI and T ratio last year. He's got his top 2 running backs back, and they added a couple of good receivers in the portal. One of them was with Pavia at New Mexico State, and had 571 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns 2 years ago. And you look at the schedule, it works. Charleston Southern, Georgia State, and Utah State at home. I think that's 3 wins. I think they've got a good chance to win at Virginia Tech in week 2. I think they beat Kentucky at home when they're coming off an open date, and Kentucky is not. They got a chance against Missouri at home. I'm not going to say at South Carolina is an automatic L. They get Auburn at home.
Auburn at home, I think, is the one they can get.
Yeah, I mean,
I like Auburn more than most, but after the last couple of days, man, hearing some of these podcasts and Hugh Freeze basically pee on the athletic department, I may have to do a 180 on Auburn being a dark horse because they're talented at the top of their roster.
Yeah, no, I think Auburn's going to be a lot better this year, and Jackson Arnold doesn't even need to live up to his 5-star billing, and they'll be pretty good. But Pavia is 3-0 against Hugh Freeze, has beaten him by double digits all 3 times by a combined score of 97-31, and Pavia was the road team in all 3 games. 24.5-point underdog at Liberty at New Mexico State. 26-point underdog at Auburn from New Mexico State. 31-10 ass beating. And then last year, 17-7 as a 7.5-point underdog. So Diego Pavia is Hugh Freeze's daddy. They're going to get to at least 6, maybe 7.
So you got a lot. You feel like you've got a lot of leeway on that 4.5.
I really do. I mean, I think they definitely win those 3 non-con. I'm going to say they win at Virginia Tech. I think they beat Kentucky. That's 5 right there. And it's 4.5 shaded the over, or 5.5 over plus 140. And then that just leaves them needing to get either Auburn or Missouri at home or no, I already said they would win at Tech.
But at South Carolina, you said you thought they could win there.
I mean, possibly. I mean, I would make them a 7 or 8 point underdog, but they could win there maybe.
And a couple of weeks, write down real quick, B, when we come back and reconvene. I want to go through Missouri too. They're a candidate for me for prime regression. So I want to see what you think about the Tigers in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, just real quick on them. I like their roster. I just have no idea at quarterback with Bo Prabula, who, has played decent when he's played, but he hasn't played a ton.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it. One of the road games that I'm terrified with. Let's talk UCLA and the Bruins with
5.5.
5.5 is what we're seeing predominantly for the win total.
They lost their top 11 tacklers on the defensive side of the ball. So they are number 37 overall recruiting class, but number 20 transfer specific. They got 31 transfers, 26 power 4, but none of them were 4-stars. 5-star Nico. Now, you look at last year, they went 5-7. All 5 of their wins were one-possession games. They lost 2 one-possession games. They were minus 145 net yardage, but minus 4 turnover margin. I would think they'll be better with Nico because, remember, he only had, I think it was 19-5 TDINT last year. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was 19-5.
Yeah.
But they lost their top 3 receivers.
They do get one back, though.
Gilmore.
Yeah.
Yes. I marked them 2-5 with 5 swing games.
Oh.
I got the swing games at UNLV, at Sparty, Maryland at home. I'll give them a win now on the Maryland. So that gives them 3-5 with 4 swing games. Nebraska at home, swing game. UCLA's coming off an open date. What's Nebraska got the week before? Nebraska's got
SC.
Yep. And then I had Washington at home, a swing game. So that's 3-5 with 4 swing games. They go 2-2 in those. That gets them to 5. I lean under, but I'm not playing it.
Yeah, Nebraska gets both California teams, one at home, one on the road. Both of them coming off a bye.
Yeah.
Hey, listen to this scheduling note that I noticed. Washington plays 4 teams this year that have 2 weeks to prepare for them, and Washington doesn't. And it's in a 5-week stretch. When they play Ohio State at home, Ohio State's got 2 weeks. When they play at Maryland, they're off of Ohio State, and Maryland's got 2 weeks. When they play Rutgers at home, Rutgers has got 2 weeks. When they play Illinois at home, Illinois has got 2 weeks, and Washington's playing its 6th game in 6 weeks and coming off at Michigan. That sucks for Jetfish.
Wow.
That's rough.
Isn't it?
Goodness. Listen, I'm like the Omaha Husky honk.
Yeah, that's tough, though.
That is tough. I'm all in on Washington.
I just noticed that about the schedule this morning.
That's brutal. That's really rough.
Dude,
And I think Damon Williams is going to be good. Jonah Coleman's a good back. I think they're going to be pretty good, but that's rough on the scheduling.
Damn it.
Well, you want to talk about rough on the scheduling? Let's get to Wisconsin.
How about Wisconsin?
Because they're also at 5.5, and
damn it, Washington.
They might have the worst schedule in the Big Ten this year.
I don't think it's
I don't know.
I think it's top 5 worst schedules in the country.
So how are you looking at Wisconsin, B?
I marked them 3-5 with 4 swing games. 26th overall recruiting class, 14th transfer specific, 21 transfers, 6 4-stars.
Who's the third win?
Okay, so obviously those first 2 weeks, Maryland's the third win.
Okay, Maryland at home in week.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the swing games being Iowa at home. Iowa's got 2 weeks to prepare, and Wisconsin's coming off Michigan. Washington at home, the swing game. Both teams have 2 weeks, and then Illinois at home, which I kind of lean Illinois. I lean Illinois there. At Minnesota, I definitely lean Minnesota there. But y'all told me about Damon. You like Minnesota's quarterback that I haven't seen, right?
I do, yeah. For what they're going to ask him to do, I think he's going to be really good.
So yeah, I think Wisconsin's probably 5 or 6 wins. What do you think Fickle's got to do to keep his job?
He can't go 500.
I'd say more than 6.
Yeah,
I mean, because he's already. I mean, they're
already over him.
Yeah,
I mean,
remember he had the real bad pressers in the offseason too. Like,
I think he probably needs 8 to save his job. Like,
I'm shocked. I thought it was a great hire.
How much does context
Hey,
matter?
you
to
know
most
what,
people?
B?
I did too.
I did too.
Full disclosure,
I thought it was an out of nowhere home run hire. I couldn't believe
I did
it.
too.
Full disclosure, I wanted Fickle at Nebraska.
I liked both his DCs. Now he's since lost one, and he still got Tressel, but those guys could recruit. I loved their staff. They had Caleb up there on 2 different occasions, and I'm like, God, these guys. I like the way they practiced. They were tough. Like I don't know what happened, but.
And maybe I might be stealing this from one of you guys. There was another show. Somebody mentioned when we were talking about Wisconsin, they said he sure does miss Marcus Freeman from his Cincinnati days, doesn't he? Was that you? Was that one of you guys?
No,
I stole it from somebody. I don't know.
I
who
would
I
like
got
to take credit for that, but I cannot. That is a good pull, man.
That is a good pull.
That's a good pull. See, I don't think he's got 6 would be amazing.
I know. I don't know how much context is going to matter when you already don't like a guy.
And watch him beat, like, I don't know. I
mean, watch him go out and beat Bama or something. Like, I don't know.
No, that's not happening.
Well,
yeah.
Listen, if Wisconsin beats Bama, DeBoer isn't making it to the conference schedule.
I think both.
They're already mad at DeBoer.
That's what I think DeBoer and Fickle are in like weirdly similar situations where it's probably too early to judge, but they're going to have outsized seasons this year to actually keep their jobs.
I would put DeBoer closer to Brian Kelly.
I mean, I think if both those guys don't make the college football playoff,
Kelly's got a lot of pressure on him.
If DeBoer and Kelly don't both make the college football playoff, they're getting fired. I'll put that down.
I mean, hey,
who in the queue for DeBoer?
Yeah, Bama's nuts, man.
Oh yeah, Bama is the second craziest fan base.
They did have a stretch, remember, before they landed on Saban.
Bama's the second.
Stallings.
They're chaotic.
They're the second most batshit crazy fan base behind only Kentucky basketball.
That's probably fair. Actually, that's probably up there.
Yeah,
like, that's a good comparison.
It's just not enough, right?
Nothing is ever enough. Like John Calipari was so good at Kentucky.
Oh, they wanted him gone for 7 years.
That's what I mean. Like, he was so good at Kentucky. 2 years after the national title, they're like, nope, get out. Get gone. And it's like that's I love DeBoer. There's a reason I didn't want him to take that job. Because he was going to get fired.
Yeah.
The minute he was hired, he was going to get fired because he wasn't going to be Nick Saban.
Yeah, he was Ron Zook.
If they go,
but Ron Zook sucks.
Right. That's true.
Gotta admit though, Zook can recruit.
Oh yeah, we saw what he did in Illinois,
Zook can recruit.
He can recruit.
And I hate to give Jeremy Foley credit for anything because I can't stand the guy, but maybe that was his thought process that, the guy after Spurrier is going to not
be the guy.
Not go well, but at least Zucker will recruit and leave us talent for the guy that replaces him.
Just load up the roster.
Hey, let me get you out in this B because we maybe lambasted your guy Tebow yesterday statistically after Feinbaum's rant, but at any point at Florida and from 5 to 8 was Tebow clearly the best quarterback on the roster.
When did Cam get there?
Cam left in 08.
So he was there in 07.
And he was
the backup to Chris Leak on the front end
before that.
Yeah, this is a loaded question. I'm not answering.
I don't know.
I'll answer it like this. Tim Tebow was the best football player on the roster. Can I leave it at that? He was the best.
I just was curious how, because I think even though you're Gator bait, I do think you can be objective.
You take prime Cam over prime Tebow?
Who wouldn't?
I mean, after what Cam did in 2010, but I mean,
You had 30 guys get drafted off that 08 team.
Yeah, exactly. And how many got drafted off of Cam's team?
0.
Besides
Dude,
Nick,
Nick Fairley.
Not on
Nick Fairley.
Did Dwyer get drafted?
Jonathan Dwyer?
The back, Michael Dwyer.
Is it Michael? I keep thinking Jonathan.
No, he got arrested a bunch. But
Yeah. Hey, sure did.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. I thought there was there a tight end or a big bodied wide receiver that got drafted?
You're thinking of Coates, but
I thought Coates got drafted.
that he was with Nick Marshall.
Oh, you're right. I was wrong year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, he didn't have a lot of help.
Sammy Coates was with Nick Marshall.
They had the tight end with the great name, and he Lutzenkirchen, but he passed away tragically in a car crash. He might have got drafted.
Yeah, anyway, I just from my own Rolodex. I mean, because what Feinbaum said, he wasn't. I mean, he didn't even have the best career in the last 15 years. He has, let alone.
Like he was intimating that Tebow is the best quarterback over the last 20 years, and I think that's a hard sell.
Well, I'll leave you with this stat. Tebow is the only quarterback in college football history to win 2 natties and have 3 Heisman top 5 finishes and #1 Heisman as well.
Yeah, well, I got a guy with 2 natties that has 3 bowl game MVPs, so I'm going to take that guy. His name is Tommy Frazier.
I was there in Tempe, so I can't push back.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
Dude's still running, right? He's still running.
I think he just broke
years later.
I think he just broke another Gator tackle.
How many tackles could one man break?
9, and
all of
that
them.
play.
I think it was all of them. B, we appreciate the time as always. Have a good 4th. We'll talk to you later.
All right, happy 4th, guys. We'll see you.
Thanks, B. At some point, I'll tell you the funny story of Javon Curse and Clinton getting into it.
Really?
At the FCA breakfast.
Okay. At the FCA breakfast of all places? Fellowship of Christian Athletes just dusting it up.
Yeah. 8 wasn't having it.
You can come over to Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. Don't dust it up, though. Just come out here and get the 75-cent wings on Saturday and Sunday. All weekend, they've got you covered. Make sure you come check out either location, La Vista or Gretna. We'll be back with one Stephen Montgomery Sipple coming up next on Hurrdat Sports Live.
Give me that cheddar, we getting Rico. Big money rolls like burritos. Give me that hot sauce, no pico. Give me that.
Avery Howard here with Harrison Phillips. Harrison, this is your 7th Playmakers Camp here in Omaha. As you grow in your NFL career, why has this always remained a priority for you?
You know, it's really special. I don't know what jersey I'm going to wear each season. It's not really up to me. I'm very happy that I've been a part of 2 great organizations. But something that's forever true is this is my high school, and this is where I'm starting a family. I'm building a home here with my wife, who's a Millard West grad. We just had a child who's going to grow up a Nebraskan, and this one means the most.
Standing here in the Millard West gym, what do you think the high school version of you would think, knowing you'll be doing these camps in the future and where you went to high school?
Man, the high school me was pretty cocky. I would say he'd be very proud of himself. I always spoke really big goals and set them really far off. I was kind of laughed at a little bit, being a little freshman saying I'm going to play in the NFL and get full ride scholarships and stuff. But I worked my ass off to make that happen. So I'd be really proud, and I think the most important thing is bringing others along the way. So being able to be out here to these high school students, a thing that I wish I had. I wish I had someone that I could have asked about what it's like going to college, what's it like to get to the next level. And so when we bring these Nebraska football players out and these high school kids, I want to be a resource to them as well as use my platform for these pups.
At Centrist Federal Credit Union, we have the tools and resources to help our members fulfill their financial goals. With a focus on building a stronger community for the next generation of leaders. Centrist Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
What makes Banana Ball work so well in terms of the fans, the support, and everything that's gone with it?
I think it's just the breaking down the barrier between fan and player. When you go to a Major League Baseball game, even though there might not be a barrier, it might just be a net, there's a distinct barrier where like players and fans don't really interact during the game. And we're bringing fans onto the field, into our game. Like every fan that comes to our game is going to be involved somehow. Every single one of them. They're all going to be involved if they want to be. So I guess that's my advice too. When you come to a Bananas game, be open to doing anything. Don't say no to an opportunity. My niece actually, we do a fan warm up before every game. We have a little girl come on the field and dance, and the whole stadium follows the dance moves. My niece said no because she was nervous. And to this day, every single day I see her, she's like, I want to do the fan warm up. I want to do the fan warm up. So like when you come to a game, just be open to doing whatever.
It's me and you. Like, yes, I do. How are things, man? How have you been? Life is busy.
good. I mean, we know we have these discussions all the time about potential limitations, but there's obvious strengths, and now we're getting to the point where we're going to see how it all goes. But yeah, I think he's done a tremendous job of putting his mark on it. He's kind of he's a force of nature in a lot of ways. He's one of the most he's one of the most forceful personalities we've had in that office, I think, and it's kind of shown so far.
So when you're all right, so we know about the tweet and kind of, he kind of took his shot. ESPN was he felt a little out of pocket. When you're looking at the external kind of what's said versus internal, how they feel about this football team, how connected do you think those two things are?
The external manner.
What we're hearing out loud outside the program, how connected do you feel it is to how they feel about this football team internally?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think they
Thank
jive
you.
pretty. Yeah, it is. I think it jibed pretty well. I think I guess the best way I can put it, my interpretation of what I've seen all summer is this sort of quiet confidence. It's sort of quiet, and I think they want it to be. I don't think they want a lot of chirping. There's a lot of chirping that goes on this time of year. It can, and I don't hear it from Nebraska. I don't hear it from the coaches. I just think that they feel like they have something, but they don't want everybody to know about it. It feels like that sometimes to me. Like they got some things over there that they're sort of ready to unleash, but they don't need to talk. I think we don't need to talk about it. We have a big time quarterback. We have some big time receivers. We have this offensive line now that probably looks like it should. It's probably long time coming the way it's going to look, but it's here. We have some extreme athleticism on defense, but we don't have to talk about it. I mean, let's just let it. Let's just kind of unleash it in late August and let people judge for themselves.
So, Sip, one of the things that you mentioned, they think they've got a great quarterback, and obviously, I think a lot of us agree there. I know that they want to kind of keep it quiet. Have you felt any frustration about seeing other guys in similar positions or with even fewer reps than Dylan get the benefit of the doubt? I'm thinking mostly of like a DJ Lagway and an Arch Manning, or even like a Dante Moore within the same conference where, people are talking about Dante Moore as a Heisman finalist. I get they expect Oregon to be good. That's fine. But that dude was pretty pedestrian at UCLA 2 years ago. We didn't really see him last year. Like, do you get any sense of like why certain guys are getting the benefit of the doubt where Dylan, who had good moments last year and actually played a full season, unlike a lot of these guys, like is not getting that same sort of grace?
Well, as far as like Dante Moore goes, if you put Dylan at Oregon, the conversation would be different. For one thing, his numbers would probably be better. I mean, what's around it? A lot of that's just what's around the guy. Now, I don't know if you could say that. You couldn't really say that about DJ Lagway as much. Lagway's numbers were a bit better. I think Lagway runs it, so there's that element with Lagway. Benefit of the doubt. Some of those guys get it because they didn't go through a rough patch like Dylan did. Dylan in the last 8 games had 4 touchdown passes versus 9 picks. That's a bona fide rough patch. Dana Holgerson he told me the other day that, and I hadn't really heard it verbalized like this, but Holgerson said when he came in early November, Dylan had hit a wall, and they had to get him, they had to kind of push him to the finish line. I don't think, you're not really saying that kind of narrative isn't attached to DJ Lagway. It's not attached to some of those guys. So no, I actually do.
Like Mateer or Mendoza or,
yeah, I don't think those guys hit a wall as much. Dylan did hit it a little bit. I think it's great for him, and I think Dylan, the fact that I didn't really perceive it that way, I think it's a credit to Dylan and his poise and the way he just, conducts himself on game day, and press conference day, and just otherwise. Dylan, what I'm suggesting is sometimes you can tell when a guy's going through it.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it in his body language. You can see it in the way he talks and what he says. Dylan, you couldn't tell really outwardly. So when Dana said that to me a couple weeks ago, now even though Dana said he said he had talked about it before. I didn't remember him talking about it, but it kind of got my attention. Like, okay, Dylan hit a wall, huh. But I don't see it as a negative. I'm sort of glad he hit a wall in a way. I mean,
Yeah, 500 over 500 snaps as a freshman year one.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Like, it's gonna happen, guaranteed.
Oh God, I mean, I think that.
Dude, I hit the freshman wall in 3 weeks with 41 snaps.
Right. I mean, Dylan is sort of remarkable to me in that I think we've already started to take him for granted a little bit. Like he's a tough kid. And,
Yep.
He's this big, strong, well-spoken, doesn't even seem like he's a young guy to me anymore. But he is. I have to remind myself all the time. Dylan is a young kid. But it's a credit to him that I continually have to remind myself that.
Sip, in a floor versus ceiling discussion, which new quarterback impacts their team more? Gronowski at Iowa or Mendoza at Indiana?
Floor versus ceiling.
Floor versus ceiling.
I'd say Mendoza's. I think that ceiling is higher.
Okay.
I do. I know more about Mendoza. That's partly why I say that. But I think I think Indiana's program ceiling's a little higher.
Okay, but if you pencil in Iowa for 7 wins minimum, what's good quarterback play worth?
2.
Okay.
So get you 9.
Okay.
I see them more like as a 6. Maybe he gets them to 8.
Okay.
That's perception. Indiana just seems like there's a little more there in terms of what Mendoza will have around him returning. And just come on, we're talking about Iowa offense. You just never. I don't know. You just got to see.
How much of it's just stylistically where you just don't think, even if Iowa's got good quarterback play, they probably aren't going to take advantage of it because of how, to the same degree, because of how they want to play games?
Partly that, and partly.
Am I the only guy that thinks it's Gronowski?
No, maybe. I give Cignetti a lot of. I don't really like Cignetti. I think he talks way too much. But I give him a lot of. I do. But I give him a lot of credit for what he does with his offensive acumen. Is excellent. He knows what he's doing on offense. Mendoza has a lot of talent. Now, it'll be formidable, but those first 3 Big Ten games they have are really formidable. I mean, it's really a tough. Illinois out of the gate in Indiana. I'm going off the top of my head, and then they go to Iowa, and I think they go to Oregon. I think that's what it is. The first 3 games are really hard, and now I want to see what that looks like.
Sip, if we're going to talk about continued development, which both rooms have shown, although one of the rooms has a new voice from a development standpoint, are you more confident in the defensive line room or the running backs room?
Oh God, no, you guys do a good job here.
Sip, that's why you like us.
Yeah, that's a great. Am I more? I'd have to say running back. And it's really because they do have it seems like they have a defined number one. Who sort of the bell cow is, at least. I can't really say that with the defensive line. I do think they have some pieces. They're pretty good.
I do too.
And eventually, I think eventually we'll be talking about Van Poppel like we talk about Ty Robinson. But eventually, I think that's a little bit down the road. With Emmett, it's got to be right now. It just has to be. There's just no other. I don't see a great way around it unless Mekhi Nelson really pops or Ives really pops, and let's see what this Mosey situation, how that presents itself in August. I hope
you would like Mosey because there's a lot of Tom Petty to him, man. My man is not going to back down. I can tell you that right now.
Well, that's good, and they need that. I mean, I hope that those guys are making that clear to Emmett. That we're not. Everybody else is handing you the job, but we're not. Nobody's handing it to you. We're coming for you. That's what I hope. I mean, I hope it's like it when you were playing running back. You should assume starters. I mean, they're coming for you guys all the time.
Oh yeah,
all the time, every day. That's what I hope. I hope that Emmett feels that. I hope they make him feel that. I hope they're making him feel it right now, because they need it. That has to. You can't have Emmett walking around thinking he's arrived.
Yep.
Because he doesn't have the numbers. He doesn't have the numbers to suggest he has arrived.
Yep.
So there's got to be a lot left there.
Sip, if we take away knowing who the clear number one is, which room do you like just in terms of the talent level? Like, hey, I like the guys in this room versus I like the guys in this room. I get we know the most about Emmett Johnson.
So you're talking about like Mekhi, Ives, Mosey, Booth, Jamarian Parker versus Keona, Sua, Judy, Van Poppel, Inmanari.
I'll even put in, if you want to put some of the edges in, if you want to put like McCullough in there and some of those rushers as well. Like, which talent group do you like better?
Talent better on the D line. Some of it's just young. In McCullough's case, I wouldn't call him unproven. He's got some numbers at other places, but the role's going to be different.
Yeah, he's going to have to stop the run first.
Ooh, yeah. Well, let's see what that looks like.
Unless they use him situationally, but Jackson, this defense,
kind of have to do.
You got to stop the run, man. We undersold MJ Sherman and some of those guys, man. MJ was good at the point of attack.
Oh, I never undersold him. I loved him. I loved that big body. He was a tough, big body dude. Great against the run because of the way he played. McGahee, I think, can be that. I think you guys are a little more in that sort of discussion of depth than me, but I think McGahee's got that sort of body and sort of will.
I do think we'll like their attitude. I think you'll like the Ochoas, the McGahees, the Shavers.
I mean, Shavers is going to be a
because they're not like on the field, just not super cool guys to be around.
Mean-spirited, which I think we like.
Yeah. So to answer your question, Ravi, I know my initial answer. I mean, I kind of playing both sides here, but I do like the talent up front. Just so much of it is young and relatively unproven. What are you getting from Winair? What are you getting?
Yeah.
I mean, I think Winair's a guy has a ton of talent, but you got to see it. And I hope August is good for him. I just hope in August everything kind of starts to turn. I love what we've seen from Lenhart. Backed off a little bit last year, probably injury related. Judy's Judy. I think he's all right. I think Van Poppel has star potential.
If you were gonna get in the lab and pour a mold, they have 3 or 4 guys I think that you would use as the mold. You'd pour another Van Poppel body type. You certainly would pour Keona Davis, and you certainly would pour a mold for Inmanari. So like just body types.
You feel good about that.
You feel good.
Oh, I feel really good. Lenhart, I feel really good. I mean, these are athletic, big athletic dudes. I mean.
We forget about Cam, but he's actually experienced too.
Yeah, he's a grown man now. He's a grown man now. They're not a couple of those guys aren't quite as big as I'd like, but they're big enough. So there's a microscope on. The good news is I think we're going to find out a lot in the opener. Scott Satterfield, his past is to run it, and I would think that they will test that sort of perceived vulnerability quick.
Even with an experienced quarterback too, and I like him at the wideout spot too. I like Cincinnati's skill.
Okay, I'd say I'd put it this way. I hope they test Nebraska. I hope they try to hammer that. I really do. I want to see Cincinnati come out and just say, okay, let's see what you got up front, and see what that looks like. That's if I were Satterfield, that's what I would do. And he has done it, and he has some guys that he can do it with. Not great, but I think if you look at what they have, that's where I would go if I was him. I'd just say, let's see what they got.
Sip, unfortunately, I know you got another show to do. I'm going to get you out of here on this because I penciled him in right away, and I'm not saying I'm going to be right, but Lutovsky going to Vegas didn't surprise me at all, but it seemed like it surprised some other people. Is it more the role he'll play or just that he's going? Because quietly, he's coming off a really good season.
Isn't it interesting? Yeah, Lutovsky being included shows you where he's come as a player, but also just overall. He was a kind of stay in the background guy when he got here.
Yep.
He didn't have that kind of forceful personality, but he always had that forceful frame. I remember meeting him. My God.
Do you remember him in the benching demo? Like that dude is explosive.
If he gets his hand on you in the old market in a scuffle, good night. It's over. His hands are real. I mean, that's so now. Okay, when I saw his name, I thought, okay, that makes sense. I get where people were coming from though, because Lutovsky's not the guy we always talk about first. What I wonder about Lutovsky is he playing right tackle, or are they going to play him inside? It sounds like Sean's got me pretty convinced they got him inside. I had thought earlier.
Sean, why would you listen to him, Sip? Why not just ask me?
he talks to people, and I thought, but I thought maybe Lutovsky might be a right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see on all that.
Yeah,
that's our guy, Stephen Montgomery Sipple. Sip, that's your favorite one, isn't it?
I love it.
Sip, the next time I see you will be in Vegas, and if you're having a margarita, not just a plain tequila, and you get fish at a steakhouse, you're gonna really put our friendship in jeopardy.
Come on, that should do it.
All right. Tilapia on you then, Sip.
It's all right, Sip. Okay. I put our friendship in jeopardy every morning, and we're still here.
Stephen M. Sipple here for cod soft tacos.
I like that.
How about some nice halibut, Sip? You want to go grab some halibut?
I do like halibut.
I do too.
Yeah, I like all.
I'm just saying, maybe get some scallops. I'm a big scallops guy. See what we can do.
Scallops and broccoli is a go-to.
Whoa! I mean, we could lose the broccoli. Well, easy on the broccoli, my guy.
No one ever.
Easy on the broccoli.
Who champions broccoli?
Broccoli's good for you, Damon.
What the? Sip, I'm glad you saved your best for last. We'll talk to you later, buddy.
We'll talk to you later, Montgomery.
See you, bud.
See you
guys. That's Steve.
Scallops and broccoli.
That's wild.
That's mildly disgusting.
I mean, listen.
Just imagine the aromas.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, you can't do that. You can't even put those in the same neighborhood as scallops.
Well, I'm out on broccoli.
What are we doing here? That's our guy, Steve Sipple from Husker Online. Appreciate him joining us.
You know what's really, really funny?
What's that?
In the last 3 months, how many times has either one of us said Cam Lenhart?
I have a couple, but not much. And I'm a Cam Lenhart guy.
Man, I might be at 0.
Yeah.
And I forgot.
So, you know the guy
it's just a blatant omission of a guy that I know can play.
You know the guy that I usually end up skipping over is Enwinari. Which, as a guy that was a 5-star, that's a little crazy.
But that's fair, though, because he still has work to do.
Yeah, he does. But
Cam has played.
From a talent level, like I probably shouldn't forget him.
Yeah, shame on old DB.
We'll be back to wrap up the show and wrap up the week with the one and only Matt VRZAL coming up next year on Hurrdat Sports Live.
At Centrus Federal Credit Union, we understand that the journey of building your own business typically starts with modest beginnings. With a little help from our team of experts and small business loan offerings, you can take your vision and transform it into a more concrete reality. Centrus Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Give me that cheddar, we getting Rico. Big money rolls like burritos. Give me that hot sauce, no pico. Give me that.
Johnson went back, comes in, she makes the catch.
Give me that cheddar, we getting Rico. Big money rolls like burritos. Give me that hot sauce, no pico. Give me that.
Avery Howard here with Harrison Phillips. Harrison, this is your 7th Playmakers Camp here in Omaha. As you grow in your NFL career, why has this always remained a priority for you?
You know, it's really
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live. Now let's find out what Matt VRZAL is better at. Telling stories or making pizza.
Matt.
Matt's an exceptional young man.
Matt VRZAL.
Happy birthday, Matt.
You know, Matt, he's a tremendous athlete.
Matt VRZAL.
Come on, Matt, I'm with you.
You know, like Matt VRZAL, you're one of the sexiest people in the world, but you're not one of the most beautiful. How did that happen?
Here is Matt VRZAL.
All right, Matt, thank you very much.
Wrapping up the show, wrapping up the week, as we always do here on Hurrdat Sports Live with our guy, Matt VRZAL, former Husker owner of Piezon. Verz, what's going on?
Nothing, boys. How's my mind? Oh, what is going on?
Yeah, Shane, we might have to do a phoner here.
Dude, look how yoked he looked.
He did look good.
Has he been lifting?
I don't know. He looked good, though.
Hey, see if we can get him on the phone. Or he can give us the camera audio,
And
but
mute
talk
it
on the phone.
like he did before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JMP was like, whoa.
Yeah, I thought he was, I don't know. It sounded like he was in like the time machine or something there.
I did understand he said, this sounds terrible.
It did. He was correct. It did sound terrible.
Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. It sounded like when you're a kid, you're like talking into a fan. You ever do that? To like make your voice sound weird?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I didn't.
That wasn't you?
No, I don't know. We didn't have a lot of fans.
Really?
Nope.
Oh, we had a lot of fans.
We
going
were
on
not
in
a
the
fan
house.
household.
Not a fan of fans?
No, I don't know. Maybe that was by design.
We got Matt here.
We've got Matt back on the phone
I
here.
want the video though. Hey, Maddie, is there a way that you can? You're looking extra yoked today. Did you just finish a workout, or is your t-shirt extra snug?
Nope, I worked
worked out last night.
Jeez.
And then
got that pump going still.
No, this is just kind of how I walk around, Damon. Unlike you, I don't use any science to bolster my appearance.
Wow.
Just all natural.
I don't even know where you got. I'm smaller now than I've ever been, and you're still on that nonsense.
Roided to the gills.
Yeah. Yeah.
PRT.
Me. I don't even know what that is.
You liar. That's what somebody that knows what it is would say. Ravi knows what it is.
I sure do.
Yeah.
It's a professional curiosity, Matt. We've been over this.
I'm serious, though. You should have. I mean, I don't often give you compliments, but you look fantastic. I saw a couple of cuts in your tricep. I'm like, man, we may not be able to.
I walk by it quickly every day in the mirror.
Yeah, you're like, who's this guy?
We don't linger very long. We keep it moving.
Hey, so we were having this conversation earlier about guys that we kind of remember better than they were, or
more fondly.
We just err to the positive because they were beloved, right? Where and we put Walter in that category, Peyton, even though I get it, 16,000 yards. We put Ali, Michael,
Tiger,
Bo Jackson,
and Bo
is beloved.
Yeah.
I brought up Arnold Palmer. Do you know how many majors Arnold Palmer won, Matt? Or would you put him in the? I think he's beloved. A lot of people will joke that it's about the drinks. How many majors? 5. Does it seem like it's more, or is that pretty good?
No, that'd be where I'd be at with it.
Okay.
But the part I think where I don't really. Number one, I don't appreciate your blasphemy toward 2 Chicago legends.
I told him he was going to have trouble on Walter.
I asked it as nice as I could.
It's just there's kind of some hater element to you at times.
Walter's fine. He's fine.
Your hate for Walter Payton. You said Michael Jordan. Like, what?
Who am I? What's the problem with?
So Michael's beloved.
Michael is one of the few. And you can add
as advertised.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Where you could add to the lore actually meets the productivity. Because he's held in way, 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 way high regard. Obviously, they give him GOAT status. And he was every bit as good at that.
Yeah.
Tiger's Tiger's another one. But those guys are hard to come by. I think.
Tiger, the thing with Tiger that nobody wants to talk about.
You there?
Did we lose him?
Oh, that was getting ready to be good.
Seriously?
Oh, there he is. There he is. Go ahead, Matty.
So the thing with Tiger, okay, is Tiger's greatness as a non-white in a predominantly white sport was what really made what he did. I think we really like the mentally tough people, and we hold mentally tough humans in high regard.
That might be it.
Can you imagine? You can probably, Damon. I cannot.
The anti-LeBron, right? Like he comes
going into a white sport and dominating, and all the shit that had to be said about it, like that side of it. Then just going out, and honestly, the awesome part of it, probably just fuel. It's like, all right, fuckers, you want it? I'm about to destroy your little world.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat the whole field by 17.
The notorious back and forth with Hootie over Augusta. Like,
Yeah.
I forget about that part early. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which for me was awesome. I'm like, man, the stuff that guy's going through. Because I was, and I learned a lot in college. Not in school. School was stupid. So I learned a lot. Just what you guys. Listen, they'll say prostitution is the oldest profession. That's a lie. It's education. Education been screwing people for a long time, but that's a different story for a different day. But the stuff that you guys had to go through as like predominant figures in your college town, it opened my eyes to how simple my life was. And that I really had nothing to bitch about ever. And if I did bitch about it, it was just me throwing a pity party. And guess who's going to attend that pity party? Me and nobody else.
Wow.
Okay. So I got over that real quick. But that I think was what puts Tiger in there. Michael, and you know, we probably learned a little bit more of it with the Last Dance, but just how ferocious he was. Walter, how ferociously he played. Like, we like people that are passionate about what they do. We really do. And that's kind of what we clam onto. Arnie was passionate about it, but, you know, he was personable with the crowd. Like, that's something that I think a lot of these dudes miss. But they're just like being rich, which I don't fault them for that.
Okay.
I would love to be rich.
So where this kind of was birthed was, we were talking about guys that are probably remembered more fondly for what their career was, but I gave it the opposite because he's been in the news for the last 3 years, and whether it's being in the cave with ayahuasca or, you know, hot political takes or vaccines, I think
that he was right about.
Like, well, you're on a roll this morning. I think like Rodgers his career is significantly better than we actually talk about him, and he's still playing because he's the polar opposite. We don't really like him, so we discount his prowess on the field, which if you look at the numbers historically, I get he should have won more. I don't know about that in football because it's hard, and he played during the Brady era, but he's a his numbers are amazing.
Wow. I love this. You're trying to justify.
I'm not though. I don't, because I don't think. Listen, guys over 40 that win playoff games. That list is really, really small.
It's one. It's the one guy.
I'm not trying to talk myself into anything. Like, I'm fully prepared for 9 and 8 and Tomlin to be on the hot seat with no playoff wins. But
I'll tell you this, buddy, it's about to add one because Aaron Rodgers is going to win there. I'm just telling you.
Does he seem like almost a 6-to-1 touchdowns to interception ratio guy in his career? And this was on the heels of Chris Canty saying
it's like five
that he would contemplate taking prime Rodgers over prime Mahomes.
Well, let's
I know.
Slow down a little bit there. I guess we have to look at what team is around him. Because Mahomes, the one thing that Andy Reid and their GM, I can't remember his name right now, it's Kansas City, and I hate Kansas City, but what they have done is surrounded them with talent, like serviceable talent. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Like they had, like if you compare like what Rodgers, like who do you think Rodgers' best receiver has been?
I don't know, either Donald Driver or Jordy Nelson.
Yeah, and so now you look at what Mahomes has had. You know, he's gone through Tyreek, who's fast as hell, Kelsey, who's always been as steady. But I love that they find people that fit what they want to do, and then Mahomes is able to take advantage of it.
Well, Mahomes is the only one that gets a Hall of Famer.
Fair, but you know it's recency bias. It's what we know right now. Like we're in the midst of an amazing run of like just a dude dominating
playing for Super Bowls and AFC championships,
the most alpha dominated league in the world, and he's just like, yeah, I'm going to be here every year.
Yeah,
get used to this space because it's happening, whether you want it to or not. Like I can't. Like that's going to be awesome if that gets the Steelers Chiefs in the AFC Championship.
How are the Steelers going to jump Baltimore or the Bills?
Well, I mean, Lamar's not going to win a playoff game.
Like look at the Steelers defense. Okay, it's like to go 9-8 with the anemic offenses you've had. Imagine them rested. Like imagine them not playing more snaps than the offense.
Yeah, and believe me, I'm one of those guys that actually watches them, so I know that Minka had no business making the Pro Bowl on a year where he played like 5 games. But
that's like I think Aaron Rodgers being able to control the ball and to throw like deep to DK Metcalf when he has to. And listen, Artie Smith, like you could probably see a 4 tight end setup.
Yeah, with Freiermuth, Jonnu Smith, and Washington.
And Haywood. You have another Haywood.
Yeah.
Haywood's little brother is the tight end also.
Hey, would you take Devontae Adams over Jordy Nelson?
Yeah.
I would not.
I would. I think, well, Depends what I'm trying to do. Like if I'm trying to hey, dude, Devontae Adams can run a route.
No, I get it.
Not saying Jordy Nelson can't.
I just haven't seen it post Rodgers. You know what I mean?
There, but I also have the top Jordy. God bless him, first down machine, reliable catch. But if I ever want to take the top off, I gotta have Devontae Adams.
I mean, is Donald Driver or Cobb doing that for anybody else?
I mean, it's not like we saw Jordy Nelson do it with anybody else either.
No, but what I'm saying is that the comp, the tie that binds is Rodgers.
Yeah,
that's my point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, justifying your new quarterback. I'm fine with it.
Oh, knock it off.
I'll never justify my shitty quarterback, so whatever.
Yeah, you're gonna end up loving that dude.
No, I won't.
Yes, you will.
Yes. I will not.
Yeah, well, you know,
I will love Ben Johnson for resurrecting that turd.
Incredible. Incredible. It doesn't even make any sense. I get the Brett hate and some other stuff. I don't get the Caleb Williams hate.
He's not good.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
You can't play in system. If you look at what he did last year, he threw for a shit ton of yards. Not going to take that away from him. But how much of it was on time? How much of it was
I understand, but it's year one. I think you better reserve judgment, man.
But no. So if you're going to tell me that you're this great polished quarterback that's coming out and you deserve to be this number one pick,
yeah,
your third foot better hit and you better rip that sumbitch, and you don't. You scramble around, you make bad reads, you chuck shit up in the air. No. Fuck out of here. No. That ain't. And you watch when he starts to not do it for Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson's like, "Hey, dog, we're gonna have to move you on down the road."
Yeah, right.
You don't
going into year 3 after this year of a rookie contract. He's not going into. I'm telling you, you're gonna regret that. This dude's gonna be good. He's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Do you
think? Yeah.
Do you have? I have more confidence in your guy than I do mine.
Your guy's gonna light it up. You just told me how great he makes other receivers. Think about some of the dudes you got on your squad.
Why do you hate context? Why? I mean,
that's what you just said. You just made the correlation that Aaron made Devontae and Jordy and
the point was because we don't like Rodgers very much, we poo-poo his career. That was the point.
I don't poo-poo his career. I would take that. Listen, if that guy wanted to be a Bear, I would be like, yep, say left. Let's do this.
Really? The Bear guy would take the Packer?
Yeah, because I like winning.
You're awful surly today, man. You good? You got a good pump going? It's a holiday tomorrow, man. You should be in a better mood.
I'm in a great mood.
Okay, this is Maddie in a great mood.
You just got me out of rhythm trying to get me to take phone calls at 8 o'clock. I got errands to run, man.
I'm like,
trying to operate a business here.
I wanted more time.
You did not. You never want more time. You're going to kick me off here in a minute anyway, and I'm just going to keep talking.
Wow. I do have a question for you though. So we were trying to come up with one of our guys in Tennessee on stream said, will anybody currently playing in any of the sports go down as beloved, right? Going back to that beloved thing. And I said the only guy that's really got a chance that I could think of is Steph Curry, right? Where, he's never really misspoke with a mic. He's been a good ambassador. His teammates love him, and he's going to be a top single-digit player in his sport. Is there anybody else that you think in the last 10, 15 years has a chance to be beloved?
We mentioned one, Mahomes.
You think?
Because outside of his wife, shout out to Patrick for buying yourself a couple new toys. But him, because he's never dusting things up. He's never dusting things up in the media.
Yeah.
Or off the court or off the field, sorry.
And he'll let him keep probably massaging his contract too, because they're gonna have to liquidate a little for the next year too.
Correct. Scotty Scheffler.
Somebody said Scheffler.
He's just an shucksy. He's got that little foot slip in his swing, and every hacker out there, which my dumb ass agreed to a fucking tea time at 6:40 tomorrow morning because I'm a complete moron.
Got that
so
right.
Every foot slip that we all have on the course, like just like everybody will say it too. All you hackers out there, you know when your foot slips when you're trying to double butt cheek one that you know you can't hit the ball that's on your foot slips, and you're saying to yourself, just like Scotty, baby, I'm just like Scotty. And that sucker flies off into the woods. That's the only part that's not like Scotty.
Don't you think we're a little premature on Scheffler? You're banking on this continued brilliance?
No.
Okay.
That dude is a machine. He is a machine. And he's the best part about him is he gives zero shit. Like, hey, you did this, that, the third, and you couldn't. He's like, yeah, I did. And you're asking me questions, and I'm the one playing. So have a good one, bud.
So like, I think Mahomes is interesting.
Not give a shit of what anybody thinks is awesome.
So that's really the only football guy we could come up with, and we didn't come up with it. You did, because I wouldn't have thought Mahomes. But I will listen to it though. That's not a bad one.
I do think anybody that doesn't have a specific rooting interest against Kansas City does kind of default to loving Mahomes.
Like beloved, though. Like that's sacred.
Yeah, like unless you're a Broncos fan or like unless you have a specific reason not to like the Chiefs, I do think people love Mahomes. I think that's fair.
What about Otani? What about
Otani?
What about Otani, Matty?
Good. Okay. Here's what helps Otani out. The fact that his interpreter stole from him. So now everybody kind of feels bad for him. But he is a very likable. Oh, for sure. We as fans, we love that story. Oh my God, this guy got screwed, and look at him still compete through it, hitting nukes, throwing 3 scoreless innings. Like, man, that guy, look at him go. He's very likable. He enjoys the game. Yeah, he could be one. Good job working your Dodgers fandom in there.
No, so let me ask.
Lakers. Okay, so we got to say then we're going Austin Reeves next.
No, but I do have one for you though, because we got into this with Bruns 3 weeks ago, and we just started rattling off his stats. What about Maddox?
Who?
Your former Cubby, Greg Maddox. How well will he age? Because we went through his stats. It was less than a month ago. He was borderline brilliant.
Well, you could eliminate borderline. The guy threw a 79-pitch complete game.
He did win 4 Cy Youngs in a row.
No,
throwing 86-mile-an-hour cutters. Like, what do you want the guy to do?
In the steroid era?
Yeah.
No missteps.
You ever heard the Mark Gray story? About Maddox?
Talk to me, Cubby.
Oh, right. Yes, I have. Maddox is disgusting.
And Maddox is dealing, right? And I don't know, something happens, and Grace walks over to the mound, and Maddox is kind of standing there grinning, and Grace says he looks down, and you can see that his cuff has kind of moved outward.
Yeah.
And he's like, you really love baseball, don't you? And he had become full chub during the game while he was pitching.
Stop.
Dead serious. Dead serious. But you just love baseball, don't you? And he's like, yep.
No way.
I think Maddox is.
Dude, Grace is I don't believe that one bit. That is so Mark Grace story-esque. It's unbelievable.
You don't have to. You don't have to, but I believe it.
Wow.
I had beers with Mark Grace at Phil Ellis's bachelor party.
Oh, wow. What was his drink of choice?
Yeah. Beer.
Yeah. It strikes me.
Brian McCrae's a douche. Mark Grace, cool. Actually, this is where I kind of figured out, because when we sat there and we were talking to him,
yeah,
he's like, "What do you know?" We were full, like we were max density from football. He goes, what do you guys do? I'm like, well, we play football. He goes, where? We're like, Nebraska. And he put his hand on Phil's shoulder. He goes, you play at the University of Nebraska? We're like, yeah. And he goes, oh my God. He goes, you guys have made me so much money. He goes, I can't even get to tell you how many weeks I've bet on you guys in a row. And I'm like, yeah, we've covered 25 weeks or 24 weeks in a row. And he goes, yeah. You looked at the little server gal? And he goes, yeah, their bill's on me. He goes, we're good. So he bought us beers, and we sat there and we talked and laughed. And Brian McCray was just being a douche, so we didn't talk to him. He was as advertised.
Weird,
told me that.
Weird alienating the brothers. I know how it goes. It's fine.
No. Don't start that shit, because you know how I am. You know, black, white, brown, 8 to 80, crippled or crazy. If you're cool, I will roll with you. If you're a dick, I will tell you.
Oh,
you know that.
You saved your best for last, man. This is you in all your glory. Where are you playing tomorrow?
Indian.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Who talked you into 640?
Well, okay. So my guy Pat Diedrich, who is a frickin' Detroit fan, baseball, bitched about Javi Baez. Oh, he sucks. He's bleh. I'm like, yeah. How do you like my guy Javi now?
That guy's an all-star somehow.
You seen him play center?
Fudge.
Yeah, you can fudge that all you want. Hey, Mago is doing his thing, baby. But anyway, Deeds likes to play at the butt crack of dawn, and then Gordo came in. Oh yeah, by the way, Ty Gordon wants to come on, so some morning there might be me and Ty Gordon.
All right, it's your world. We're just living in it. Apparently, as it's 10:10 right now. Keep going.
Hey, you're the one that asked the question. So Deeds likes to play at the ass crack of dawn, because then he's like, "Oh, you're done for the day, and it's not as hot out." I'm like, listen, man, we're going to go out to the lake later. Why don't we just sleep in? Well, Gordo came in, and he's like, oh, you should play with us, blah, 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 blah. I had a hard time telling Gordo no. So
they got the greatest superintendent is out at Indian Creek, so tell Jim hello. He is like the goat of goats out there. He gets that place ready to roll.
What, are they sponsoring the show? You don't even play golf, you little suck ass.
Wow.
Okay. Trying to get some money out of this deal? What are we doing?
He's just good to me, Matty. Okay, that's all.
Good to you. How?
Because we partner with them for
Pickle Bank Championship
for the PBC.
Oh,
wow! What a super douche.
I was playing golf with Afro Thunder, Ravi.
It was a lot of fun. We had a good time.
What'd you play at?
We played at Tiburon.
What'd you shoot?
It was a scramble. So as a group, we shot 3 under. Yeah. I did not contribute a ton.
That's not what your post said.
I had like 3 shots that were usable, so that's something.
Wow.
Sasha just out there hitting wicked slappers.
Yeah, she probably thought she was on the ice rink.
Shoot the stars! She needed that. She needed that Happy Gilmore putter.
Jewish backswing, just smacking him like she's hitting a clapper from the point.
No, Sasha was actually pretty good.
Freaking Sasha Taves out there.
Yeah, Sasha is awesome.
Sergey Durkin.
That was a good one. By the way, Sasha may have eternally joined my shit list.
Uh-oh.
Because I have tried since you were on the celestial radio, to just do a show, me and Sasha, just talking sports, because she's crazy knowledgeable.
Yeah.
She has pushed me off to the side for however many 100 years this is. Talk YouTube clowns every Friday and Thursday.
Oh, you're an absolute gem, Matty.
So Sasha's at the top of the shit list.
Good glad it ain't me.
You're 1A.
Yeah, okay.
Was there anything that made the whiteboard today, Matt? We couldn't see you.
No, I was nice.
Nah, just leading questions to make me tell Damon that his teams are good.
All right, Matty Aloysius, Machu Picchu. I will talk to you
Suckers
later.
blowing any shit up tomorrow? What are you doing?
I don't know. Your boy has got a fireworks stand where he's offering me 50% off. He may get me to indulge. One Lance Brown.
Oh, Jesus Christ, no. What?
He actually
What are
he put Christian to work. So he's like, hey, come see us.
Do you want to go to jail? You know those fireworks are not legal.
Wow. He's got my boy on blast, huh?
What are you? Well, listen, man. I've looked out for you for a long time.
I was like, hey, where are you? I'll come see you. He goes, Council Bluffs. I was like,
So who is right in this scenario?
There's a little more leeway across the river there.
We don't find it odd that this station is not set up in Omaha. Like, we don't think that's a red flag.
Oh, good point. Good point.
Christ on a crutch, dude. What are you doing?
Wait. Did you say Christ on a what is Christ on a crutch?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't fully understand that one, but my grandpa used to say it a lot. And it sounded, I was like, man, that sounds just cool. I was like, that's just a cool statement.
Yeah, you bring up a good point now that you think of it.
That's a pretty good one, isn't it?
That's a pretty good one.
He's like, Council, yeah, why are you in Council Bluffs?
He's got
dude.
He's got some of that stuff we're worried about Iran having over there.
Man, you might be 3 finger bending by the time that thing is done. It may eat your hand off.
Oh, all right, buddy.
I got the sweetest message from my little angel, Mrs. Benny, the other day.
Oh,
We're
she was
Facebook
so
friends,
happy.
by
She
the way.
was so happy, Matt. I that's about as nice as you're gonna get me to be to you when she.
We're Facebook friends, me and Mama B, just in case you didn't know, sucker.
Maddie, she was so happy. It made me happy. So
You could probably be happier. You're kind of a curmudgeon at times.
All right, man. You've way overstayed your welcome. Way.
You're the ones that maybe do this on Thursday.
Yeah.
I thought it was a pleasure talking to you today, Matt. I really enjoyed it. So thank you for
You
doing
got
that.
Ravi.
Thank you for being.
Make sure you get Damon as Sarah Moreland so you can get yoked.
How do you know what that
I don't
is?
even know what that is.
TikTok. Man, my TikTok right now is a wild place. Sarah Moreland, I get a lot of those. Evidently, you can grow hair now off of a pill. So my TikTok wants me to have a full head of hair. Which I'm like, hey man, we're 30 years into this, dog. I don't think it's coming back.
Oh.
If anybody's tried Lock Lab, let me know if that shit works. So I'm just gonna mess with everybody. I'm just gonna mess with everybody, get like 60 and have a full head of hair. I won't make it that far. 56, then I'll have a full head of hair.
Wow. All right, buddy. I'll ask for Jim in the morning. See where he's at. He's got a great beard and a nice, pretty head of hair.
Tell you what they got out there, because we've done this before. That's why this is even dumber of me. There is a complete rocket that works the clubhouse bar in there. Wow. Slack jawed the last time I went in there. I was like, Jesus. Why are you here so early?
Incredible. You're one of a kind, Matty.
That's probably a good thing.
Appreciate
talk soon, buddy. Be safe.
Appreciate the time as always, Verse.
Wow.
Hey, you fuckers have a good fourth.
Hey, you too. Keep all your fingers.
I'm just.
Oh,
you cut him off.
Oh, shoot.
Shane had enough.
Oh, Matty's gonna be pissed too. I guarantee you, Shane will be getting a text.
Matt, that wasn't me. That was Shane.
Isn't he crazy?
That may have been his best segment ever.
Dude,
That may have been his best segment
I don't
ever.
even know why I'm surprised.
He was on one.
Oh, yeah.
That did feel like good mood verse.
Yeah.
It really did.
It's incredible.
That's the show for the day and the week. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget, we will be off from tomorrow through the following week, but we will have content for you every single day. So make sure you're still checking in. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.